Welcome, gamers, to Wednesday Night Modern here at Nerd Rage Gaming. It is the first week of Modern League Season 3, and we have 28 players in the building looking to play some brand new modern format with the recent bannings of Nadu and Grief now in effect. We're hoping to see some good games tonight, and we already have our first feature match set up for you. My name is Saviva Goodman, alongside Dominic Stryker.
That's me. Hello.
Welcome, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome our YouTube viewers as well. We are now dual streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. Very exciting.
What's up, gamers?
Let us know how the audio sounds, how the visuals look. And we'll get going here. We got Is It Eldrazi versus Is It Wizards?
Okay, so we're encountering hopefully not the MTG melee problem. We really want Owen to actually be playing an Is It Eldrazi strategy. Owen, we're good. Wee you. I see
Turn Dom down a little bit more.
I see Eldrazi Line Breaker. I see Pact of Negation. I saw Consigned to Memories. This is It Eldrazi?
This seems very accurate. I don't think it's a melee issue, too. I think it's usually a player reporting issue there.
Oh, right. It just only happens on melee where everyone's playing like colorless combo or whatever if they don't report their deck name.
Yeah, all other deck lists.
And Patrick over here, I think I also saw some spicy cards in their list. I'm trying to recognize one of the cards, but it's been quite some time since I've seen it.
Yeah, we've seen Is It Wizards on stream before, and we've also seen Eldrazi, though not in this colored duo.
No.
Usually it's a red-green pair, or at least according to Mengu's newest tier list. It was gone for a couple of months, I believe, or at least I hadn't seen it come across my feed. But I think he just posted it today. Eldrazi is second on the list behind only... Oh, it's got to be Energy, I believe.
Yeah, Boros Energy, then probably Frogtide after that.
I think Amulet's way up there. I think Amulet's at the top of B.
That makes sense. We got to tap Steam Vents here for Owen. And we see that Owen has an Ugins Labyrinth, 2 Lorien Revealed, and a Thought Knot Seer. So not quite set up for the Labyrinth or for any big payoffs. Patrick here I'm seeing.
That's a
Grim Lavamancer.
Classic card.
And an Adeliz the Cinderwind in hand, too.
Ooh, Patrick, make sure you tap that land there, bestie. That does cost a mana. Getting those first round jitters out of the way. We're so glad to be back with Modern coverage. We were gone for a little bit. We've been busy with the series. We have another series event again next weekend.
Soon.
I played in the last Energy
Me too.
events. It was my first one in a long time.
We like almost played each other, I think.
We got very close, yes.
Oh, okay. While our players are thinking, Grim Lavamancer, bash.
Boom.
In the modern seat of Energy Madison,
yes.
I played Nadu. How many mirrors do you think I played?
How many rounds did you play?
We played all 7.
Okay.
Because we went 5 and 2.
I'm going to say 6.
I played 5.
5, yeah.
I played 5 mirrors and 2 Jeskai control. It was a long day.
Sounds about right. No Nadu going to be seen here tonight, though.
Not tonight.
That card very banned.
Very banned. And Owen here with the backside of Sink into Stupor, I believe. I'm trying to spot. So it's the card in the middle of Patrick's hand. I think that's an...
Ooh, what card is that?
There's some... Yo, it's spicy up here.
He's got some Universe Beyond cards as well, but he'll just go to combat. Didn't play land for turn, just 2 mountains open. Back on Owen's turn, he just played a land and passed as well. I think it was holding up maybe some counter magic. He's going to play that Ugins Labyrinth.
Yeah, we just drew Devourer of Destiny, so we finally have a big in to put under this Labyrinth.
Yeah, can you explain for folks unaware of what Ugins Labyrinth says?
So when it comes into play, you may imprint a card, I believe it specifically says colorless card that costs 7 or greater. And if you do, the land taps for 2 mana. So you can see that Owen has it currently underneath it there. And we're using this to hard cast Lorien Revealed. And the important additional text on the Labyrinth is you can tap it to put the exiled card back in your hand. So you can use it for a big burst of mana early, and then say you're playing a deck that kind of runs out of gas, you can put the big card back in your hand.
You can also use it to protect a card in your hand if you are playing against a player with like a lot of hand disruption, a lot of discard spells.
Maybe you're through the breaching an Ulamog and you put an Emrakul under your Labyrinth.
Got a chatter saying that's the fairest Ugins Labyrinth spell I've ever seen.
This is the one. Everyone, please help me out. Who is this? Oh yeah, we're gonna get close and squint, everyone.
I think it's a Zendikar Rising card.
I agree. I think it's Zendikar Rising. Grim Lavamancer is also doing the fairest impression.
I think it says Utvara Mystic.
Dang, that sounds like it could be true.
I know both of those words have been on Magic cards before.
And here's Owen with an Eldrazi Temple, so didn't quite have the big mana yet, but now developed it 2 lands in a row for the Thought Not Seer.
Speaking of hand disruption, we'll get a look at Patrick's hand here, unless this does not resolve. He is tapped out, though. No. I mean, Force Negation won't help you out there. I believe the Thought Not Seer is in Japanese.
It sure,
so.
yeah, it looks like it might be Chinese or Japanese.
Excuse me, yeah, I can't quite see from here.
We've got a Flame Slash, a Counter Spell. All right, Adelies.
Did we find the card that the Is It card that he played, Bryce?
We got Preordain, Flame Slash.
This is definitely different from the Is It Wizards lists we've seen in the past.
This is not Snapcaster Flame Venor. This is prowess, essentially, I think, in the form of this Adelies, backed up by these other Wizzies. For classic Izzy Wizzies.
Indeed. After the Thought Not Seer, Owen's just going to pass. He's got 3 mana open. Go back to Patrick's turn here.
Yeah, the scary part is Owen is developing this mana more and more each turn.
Yeah, not a lot of pressure being put on him from Patrick. Just a couple of swings with the Grim Lavamancer has Owen at 17 to Patrick's untouched 20.
But if Patrick wants, we can go Adelies and then bolt upstairs and get in a lot of damage here.
What's the PT on the Thought Knot?
4/4, but it's on the ground. So I believe this, we're going to call it Udvara Mystic, that has flying. And Adelies has flying. And Adelies gives everything prowess. Essentially, her ability says when you cast instant or sorcery, all wizards you control get +1/+1.
I see.
But we're bolting right here, right now. We're combining with the other burn spell in our hand.
Yeah, so pre-combat here, just going to send the bolt right at the Seer. And another point of damage.
Yo, is that Firebolt? Because it has flashback.
Ooh, it does look like it's got some pips in the text box there.
And then...
Now we're going to move to combats.
Who is this Zendikar Rising card? I'm going to find you. I'm going into the mines.
That's Firebolt. Okay.
Yeah,
Confirm
okay.
From chat.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. We have we got them high-res cameras, but those words are very, very small.
We trying, I promise.
Big swing there for 6 damage will bring Owen down to 11. Draws a Force of Negation for turn. Might have been a little helpful last turn, but he's got it now. We'll shock in a Steam Vents. Gonna go for some big mana here. Oh, returning the Devourer.
Oh, it's Kaza. Right?
I don't think so.
No, it's not Kaza. Wow, the art looks really similar to Kaza.
Or are you just scrolling through the entire set on Scryfall?
I'm looking at Zendikar Rising right now.
Best guess. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. Another card I don't know is the card in hand for Patrick on his turn again. Owen just returned the Devourer and passed. After shocking in that Steam Vents down to 9.
It is Umara Mystic. Umara.
Ooh, I was very close.
And it has the Slickshot show-off version of prowess that when you cast an instant sorcery or wizard, it gets +2/+0. So this alongside Adelies are kind of the top of this big flying prowess curve.
Yo, it's like a slick shot.
It's like a slick shot. And we even have a Balmor, the 2-mana legend. So it's kind of an Is It Wizards legend flyer's prowess.
I'm digging it. All right, here's the Balmor.
Oh yeah, we're feeling it.
Owen's got a response though.
The subtlety. And this makes sense because Zendikar Rising had a wizards theme, right? The Mystic cares about instant sorcery or wizard. So it kind of adds on that one extra piece. Then here's the Balmor, which bird wizard.
Very similar text box there as well. Instants and sorceries get +1/+0 and trample.
So this is so cool. It's just legendary flyer and a legendary flyer and a legendary flyer that all grant pseudo prowess to all the rest.
Although just like the Slick Shot, which is sort of the downside of such a powerful card, is that it doesn't give any of their creatures toughness. So you can't buff through like an opposing lightning bolt or anything like that.
Yeah, and this 3/3 flying subtlety might just be big enough speed bump to stop Patrick. And we're going to find out.
He's just going to push through anyway. The subtlety was hard cast, so it can block.
Slickshot is a bird wizard, isn't it?
It is a bird wizard. Correct.
Oh my
I think it would be
goodness.
very good in this deck. I think these cards probably a little easier on the wallet than Slick Shot right now. Slick Shot powerful in just about all 3 premier formats, standard, pioneer, and modern. Definitely more playable in other formats
Oh. Not to cut
in
you
some
off.
formats than others.
This is the Devourer. We can see we picked it off the Ugin's Labyrinth. It is now in play, going to cast trigger, destroy a non-land permanent with one or more color.
Hmm.
And Owen, I think I also saw Lotus Field in their hand. So that's to go with that pile
A
of consigned.
Lotus Field.
We saw a pile of consigned memories in the first hand we mulliganed.
Oh,
So
it's
it's
like the Pioneer deck.
yeah, it's like how big of the mana can I get into these monsters?
Hmm. Yeah, I would say the Gruul Prowess standard deck is definitely the best deck Slickshot gets slotted into, though
Yep.
I've seen people trying it out in other formats as well. I think Slickshot would be good in this deck, for example.
Yeah. And now we're taking a peek at another Lavamancer that was in our hand. The Adeliz, the Cinder Wind.
I'm glad you know these legendary creatures, even though what comes after the combo, which I find myself struggling with.
Oh, the dating profile part?
The dating profile.
It all comes from Azusa. Lost, but seeking.
Oh my goodness. That's great.
As the Grim Lavamancer comes on down, just a little smaller than the Devourer of Destinies.
Yeah, I think it's a 1-2.
And Owen has the pseudo combo in hand of Lotus Field and Consign. But what if I tap all these for another Devourer? Blah, 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 blah.
I think he's got enough mana at this point. This card isn't even legendary. Gonna smack in for a good bit of damage. Patrick's first life lost in the game will go down to 14
Yeah,
after
and
the Lavamancer gets cleaned up.
these things are 6/6s, so it's not going to take long once you combine the two of them together.
Indeed. If Owen's got any sort of additional damage, he could have Patrick on a 1-turn clock here. Patrick does have a counter spell proper in hand, as well as a creature he's going to cast. The Adeliz.
Adeliz holding up counterspell magic.
Seems right, yeah. 2 blue mana.
Because Patrick only needs to push for 8. And I say only, but we might be able to put it together.
He's got a lot of flyers, which the Devourers do not.
Owen just drew Null Drifter. So we're also
Oh,
playing
never
Null
mind.
Drifter Consign.
Null Drifter is a flyer.
And we're going to evoke it, and then we're going to consign its sacrifice trigger. Maybe you've scammed a card once or twice in your
Mhm.
life.
So he has to. I mean, I think he can stack it however he wants, right?
Probably verbally declaring I'd like to draw first.
So hypothetically, if you didn't have the consign in hand, you could draw into it and then stifle the evoke trigger. Owen's just gonna let it go to the grave though, save the mana, potentially something else. He's got Lorien, Force in his hand. A land. I think I see his Thought Not Seer again.
Does Balmor itself have haste as well?
Great question.
Because
we'll go reference that real quick.
if we play that alongside this Preordain, we are not that far from 8 damage. So I think Patrick intently, it just a flying, not haste. Oh. I think Patrick very intently dealing with the flyer.
All right, Owen opting to go for the first line you mentioned, Lotus Field into Consign. Doesn't have to sacrifice any lands, just gets a 3 mana producing land with hexproof, mind you.
2 6/6s, 12 damage, crunch into Patrick. We need to draw like Haste Wizard into this Preordain being really good. But it's not unheard of that we can actually win from this spot for Patrick.
Definitely not. I mean, he's got lightning bolts as well. Ooh,
Mana Leak.
That's a counter spell. Doesn't do too much for spells that are already on the field.
This Preordain's got a lot of work to do.
I agree. I think that's the first step you gotta do.
Take a peek. Take a look. Nope.
No.
Nope. Not those.
Counter spell and basic.
Send them, Patrick.
Oh.
Send them.
He kept it.
Okay.
He
okay,
kept
King.
both. I don't know what his plan is here. Maybe he's just gonna throw these blockers down.
Yeah. Plan is block.
Plan is block. I don't think this is too sustainable in the long term, but it will be the plan Patrick's taken here.
Ooh. Adeliz.
Standing at just 2 life now. And facing down 2 Devourer of Destinies and a whole heap of lands
Oh, sink in a stupor. Pick up one of those blockers.
at end step.
Mana Leak.
Patrick's-
Our opponent's tapped out. Board tapped out of blue.
He doesn't have blue, yeah.
Oh, wee.
Played Preordain and one of his blue creatures.
Well,
And
well,
I think,
well.
think
Consi-
Owen's going to take game 1.
Consider your destinies devoured. Munch, 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 munch. Oh, yeah, the G1 handshake. Let's go, gamers.
All right, we'll head into sideboards here.
No, we won't. We ain't got nothing for these boys.
We're brand new into this league. Sometimes we have deck lists to show while players are sideboarding, but unfortunately neither of our players submitted. So we'll talk about what we've got going on outside of the Modern League while we wait for them to get ready for Game 2 here. We just talked about the Energy Series. We actually have another series event coming up just next week in Louisville, Kentucky.
That's next week. Oh,
If you like Modern, head on down to Louisville. We've got $10,000 to give away and $5,000 for our standard players as well. Hopefully, I will be getting a little bit of that money. We'll see. I don't know. I'm planning to play on Sunday. Not too much of a Modern player these days, but I will be hanging out playing those side events. Oversized cards, uncut sheets, ultimate guard product. Lots of fun winnings and stuff to do there if you don't want to play in the main events or you scrub out. Lots of fun stuff to do in Louisville as well. Explore the city a little bit, maybe.
Did someone say Popper 1K?
We do have a Popper 1K for all you common fans out there, fans of the commons in Magic the Gathering.
The commons.
We've got a $1,000 prize pool for a Popper tournament, the first ever Popper tournament, I believe, at the Energy Series.
Bring out your foil brainstorms and your foil dazes. And
Yeah,
your foil
what's good in
Delver
Popper?
deck.
I don't know any Popper decks. I think there's Boggles.
There is Boggles. We
I
got a
know
Boggle
that's-
lover.
Yeah,
over
well,
here.
that's the why I know.
Yeah.
We got Bryce in the production booth. He's a
And-
big Boggles fan.
This will be the first time I will have seen an event in a while since Dread Return was introduced into the Popper format.
Oh, yeah.
That's a card that I love with all my heart.
Yeah, so lots of fun stuff to do at the series. Lots of stuff to give away. If you win that Modern Showdown, by the way, you qualify for our championship event.
Ooh, that event is stacked.
Yeah, insanely good player pool so far. We've got international players. We've got Pro Tour players. All sorts of very, very experienced gamers coming out for that, already qualified. And one of those players could be you.
And there's like 3 of them on Team Flex Slot.
There are. The Flex Slot's been showing up this year. Just added some new players to their team as well.
Yes, we got to put even more into this Energy Champs.
Gotta stack the field. There's 24 players.
Make a
qualifying for
testing
the
team
event.
within of Champs,
Oh,
right?
there you go. Looks like both players going down to 6 here.
House, you know it. Flex Slot broken.
Nerf Flex Slot.
Do it.
I'm gonna ban Counterspell.
Yeah, we nerfed ourselves by adding like 6 incredibly better than us players.
Brings the average up.
Oh yeah.
Gotta get that young talent in there.
Yeah. You definitely picked up some young ones. Ooh. All right, Owen. Is it Eldrazi? I saw you had all these tricks. So we have the Consigned to Memory Lotus Field, Consigned to Memory Null
Null
Drifter,
Drifter.
on top of the Ramp Eldrazi package, paired together with Eldrazi Linebreaker, Thought Knot Seers, and Chalice of the Void.
Oh, that's gotta be out of the sideboard there. It seems pretty strong against a spell-heavy deck like Patrick's.
Labyrinth,
Oh,
no imprint.
pre-game effects.
Oh, nope, Nunzo. Oh,
Is that not? Did
Owen's-
Patrick give Owen the play? Is that
well, gamers.
interesting? All right, so Patrick had the option in game 2 there, gave Owen the play, did his same turn 1 play as last game in that Grim Lavamancer. Pulling up the stream on his phone. Gonna see himself on camera in a second here. Owen's gonna take a chance at the his main step and play or cycle a Lorien Revealed.
Yep. Get our mana set up. Grab this Steam Vents.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's go time.
Folks, are you excited for Modern now that it's a new or a refreshed format? Are you sad to see Grief and Nadu go? Are you excited to not have to play against them anymore? Are you bringing back an old deck or still playing the same one? Let me know in chat.
I had to scramble to play weeklies last week. Of like, I literally don't have a deck together.
Yeah. No, I got Merfolk. That's it. And it's not even updated Merfolk. It's got no MH3 cards in it.
I had a Grief deck and a Nadu deck. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
what-
Because you have Gorios and
Yep.
Nadu, yeah.
So that's why I played Titan all week. Oh my goodness. Shout out. So this Chalice on 1, gonna be pretty big.
Gonna be pretty big. You can still cast spells
Yes.
into it, which will trigger all the creatures that are not 1-drops in his deck, like the Balmor and the Adelies. He got the Lavamancer down before
Yeah.
the Chalice.
Folks, strap in. We're about to have some on-camera Chalice check.
Potentially. I think it's not always intuitive. Sometimes you just see a chalice and you're like, oh, I can't do it at all.
Bingo. Oh, I think it's the friendly one-timer. Do you sure you want to do that? Are you sure? Yep. Owen gave you saw the friendly hand of like
That
you
was
can pick
very nice. Good guy Owen.
good
Gonna
guy
give
Owen.
Patrick another try at this.
We get some good guy Owen in chat. Really, really appreciate that move.
Gonna swing in with the Lava Mancer and just pass it back to Owen. All right, Chatter's saying they're rocking Eldrazi Tron. We got some Necro Dominance. My heart is with Tron, but right now the Eldrazi get breached in.
Oh, we're about to break some lines.
Here comes an Eldrazi line breaker from Owen. We'll get that text up on the screen. I'm not super familiar with it.
Yeah.
Dom, do you know?
This card is the backbone of the Eldrazi-based aggro decks. And it has haste. And
Well, it kind of does.
yeah, from the ability that grants the plus X or X number Eldrazi you control, and also grants haste. And it has trample. That's the one that I saw trying to look at all sideways.
Mm-hmm.
So this card comes down, if no other Eldrazi are here, as a 4/3 trample haste. And the more Eldrazi you have, the bigger the problem gets.
I think that's pretty accurate then. The backbone of an aggro style deck. I don't know too many other Eldrazi with haste. So this seems very important to give all the other ones haste as well.
Find folks in chat asking if there's Jeskai control out there. You must be new here. We're in the Chicagoland area. You can't go to a single event without there being a pile of Jeskai players.
Indeed. Indeed, indeed. It doesn't matter what the meta's like. There are
Doesn't
always...
matter.
That's what they're going to play.
Counterspell brought them all back, and they no longer won't register it.
That's literally why I know George Jabor, is because they put
because they
Counterspell
printed Counterspell.
into MH2, yeah. I would not know that man without that card.
And now the Knoll Drifter. Owen's going to draw these cards. Remember, because of this Chalice one, even if Owen wanted, we can't do like our pseudo scam that we were doing earlier because Consign itself costs 1.
Indeed.
And now we're just playing a Lotus Field out.
And will just resolve that trigger, sacrificing 2 of his lands.
I may have sent the Labyrinth away. It doesn't tap for any colored mana, so say goodbye
sometimes,
to that one.
like the Line Breaker,
The Line Breaker needs the colorless.
Yeah.
Owen, you know your stuff. The Line Breaker literally itself needs colorless. You so right.
It does. Patrick's going to throw the Lava Mancer in front of this Line Breaker. Does have Trample, which I think Owen has reminded him of.
Yep.
We'll
no
undo
blocks.
the blocks and go down to 12 to Owen's 17.
There is a Flame of Anor.
Ooh, there you go.
This is going to allow us to blow up this Chalice.
All right, yeah, a couple modes on that card. We'll see
Wow.
which ones Patrick chooses. Up to 4 lands now.
We can deal 5 to Line Breaker and shatter the Chalice and then go to Aggroville. Woo! Let's
Sounds
do it,
getting
Patrick.
excited over here.
Flame of Anor is incredible.
It's a great card. There it is on the screen for you. Choose
Yep.
1. Patrick's got Wizards, so he can choose 2 instead. He will choose for that destroy target artifact.
Get that Line Breaker. Get it.
Hmm.
Get it.
Could draw 2.
Yes, Patrick.
He will clean up the Line Breaker.
Adelies trigger. Get him, Patrick. You can do it.
I believe.
Yeah, another Lava Mancer.
Easy peasy.
Get him. Crunch. Shove. Flunge. Aggro. Alpha.
Counting up how much damage he's got will bring us to a 12 all after attacks. Let's get board state cleaned up, maybe. That should be in the grave. There we go. Those creatures should be turned sideways. Easy peasy.
Good guy Owen in chat. All right.
Another
Lotus Field.
Lotus Field in response to the trigger. Gonna tap some mana. Consign the second Lotus.
2 blue float.
And a Labyrinth. Just gonna let the mana drain and pass it back to Patrick.
All right. We got this Wizards deck's now about to go loco.
We'll see. We'll see. Both these players playing a little bit more of a. I'm gonna call it tempo because they do both run some disruption in their deck while trying to have sort of an aggro game plan. A little bit of a slower game 2 here compared to the first one. Owen had a pretty dominant position in game 1. Now it's up to Patrick to put some pressure on him. He's got 2 Grim Lava Mancers and this Adelies, 5 damage, and 2 red burn spells in hand.
And the thing is, this might be one of Patrick's last turn to apply aggression
Mm-hmm.
because Owen's going to untap with 7 mana, and we saw that spelled misery last time in the form of those Devourer of Destiny.
Indeed. First spell for turn. I'm gonna try and
Yep, yeah,
see
get on in there.
what this is.
Who's that?
Coming in hot from March of Machines.
Okay.
Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains something.
We're coming in hot.
First strike and a
Scry
scry.
1. We're getting in there. In there. Down
In
4.
there. Wow.
Down 4.
That Adelies is so crazy. It grants
Yeah.
the Lava Mancer some additional damage there too. All right, Owen, big rips for you. I think that was a K command he drew. Kozilek's, not Kolagon.
But if Patrick sees it, we can activate both these Lava Mansions on his turn, and that's 4. A 2 and a 2. And
Yeah.
Owen sees it. We're going to a game number 3. Game 2 handshake. Heck yeah, guys.
Patrick's here for a good time. This is a league. I will maintain, though, we've got a very friendly and inviting community. We're here to have a good time. I'll go into sideboards once again, shuffle up for game 3. Should we take a look at our backup match, what they're doing?
Are they hanging out back there?
What we got going on?
Who's these wild folks in the back? Back there was Frogtide versus Mardu Energy.
All right, a little bit of a more standard metagame matchup here.
You mean
Frogtide
modern?
from Ray, John's rocking Mardu Energy. I see an Ajani versus an Orcish Bowmaster.
Yeah, an interesting spot because this Bowmaster, usually wants to pick off cards. And it looks like we might have, because there's a Guide of Souls in the graveyard, we might be able to 1-2 punch with the Bowmaster token there. As you see, the token's not there. And you definitely don't want to shoot down at Johnny's brother, because that's how he flips.
Not his brother.
It's his brother.
Yeah.
The 2-1, that's his brother.
It's a great looking token, too. I got to ask John what that art is.
That's from Cardboard and Catnip or something on Etsy.
I think you've mentioned them before,
Yeah,
actually.
they're awesome.
Yeah, they've got good stuff.
They're all cute like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Dingo uses them, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because they're just so cute. And
Right
it's so
on.
hard to find 2-1 cats. Speaking of which, here's this backwards sleeve for this Orc army.
All right.
And we got some shout-outs to Ray in the chat.
Yeah, John and Ray, very much regulars on the scene here. We're vying for those leaderboard spots last season as well.
Yeah, Ray grinded through season 1, took some time off season 2. But
Yeah, he's a big Lorcana player now.
so big. So big Lorcana. I've been giving him guff, but this Demir deck is so good, easily worth coming back to play.
Yeah, Frogtide's definitely a good deck in the meta right now. It is our main art that we used for the graphic.
Yeah, our players love this deck. There's so much Frogtide out
Oh,
there.
for sure. We're gonna tune back into our main feature match though. We'll say hello to the backup match in a bit if this one wraps
Just
up.
kidding, Mulligan.
All right. Looks like Owen has kept a full 7 here.
I will say what I think is very interesting is Owen is using these Chalice of the Voids like you typically would against a prowess style strategy, right? Putting a Chalice on 1. But Patrick, we saw in game 1, so many 2s and 3s. At minimum, can at least battle through that Chalice on 1. Whether it's good or not, we at least have a lot more castables that we can play while it is in play.
For sure. A Chalice is a lot stronger against a likewise spell-heavy deck like Burn, because it's got less creatures. But Patrick's got a lot of support and a synergy with the creatures that he's turning sideways, and it grants his other creatures strength as well. We'll see how it stacks up. It counters Lightning Bolt, counters coming in hot.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, my goodness.
Hello.
Chatter from YouTube.
What's
How
up?
you doing?
Hello. Welcome. Gamers, we're gaming.
This is our first stream on the platform. I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, hit that follow button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We post all of our VODs there. We've got lots of backlog there as well. And if you enjoy competitive REL Magic, go to our series page as well, Energy Series on YouTube and Twitch.
All right. Owen with his sink into super tapped, beginning this turn number 1. Patrick, beautiful choice of mountain, beautiful choice of islands. You got to say it when you see it.
You like those those first full arts there? The BFZ?
They're just, like you said, they're classic.
Mm-hmm. Now you got full arts in every set. I think the
I
only
do
way to
love
get
that, though.
non-full arts is in Commander decks.
Yeah. The Dustborn ones do also look really cool.
Yo, speaking of cute to not cute, what about the sort of vibe disparity between Bloomborough
and
to
Dustborn? Yeah.
I think it's literally coming out on. No, it comes out the week after Friday the 13th, I believe.
I think a part of it is on 13th, like the end of spoilers or pre-release or something is on Friday the 13th. As Owen here does his 1/2, Null Drifter, Consign, keep the 4/4 Flying Annihilator 1.
Nice. Patrick hasn't played any spells yet. Does have some instant speed stuff. I don't think a Null Drifter gets cleaned up by a bolt, so he'll just hold that in hand for now.
Yeah, it's a 4/4.
Mm-hmm.
Owen kind of assembling the Eldrazi Temple to jump that curve. And what might be kind of terrifying is just the Annihilator 1 on this Null Drifter. Patrick, not a lot of lands or creatures. This card might just whittle away at the ones that we do have.
Yeah, we don't see Annihilator get a lot of screen time.
Thankfully.
I would say usually when you play a creature with Annihilator, scoops come pretty soon after.
Yeah, when they threw the breach, that Emrakul or
right?
that Ulamog.
Sometimes you do see them resolve an attack step.
I did win a game after I got turn 2 Emrakul Annihilated.
You got turn 2'd?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I was playing Nadu.
Oh, sure.
And you just kind of kept
did
going.
The thing. Yeah.
I lost everything, but you just rebuild. You just rebuild.
I lost everything.
Lost everything.
Patrick having a hard time figuring out what line to take. This Null Drifter is really freaking scary. Is that a Flame of Anor?
It's a Flame of Anor.
I think you just send it right at that guy. Right?
Yeah, I would have loved to.
Oh, but he preordained.
Preordained.
Oh, he's only got 2 mana.
Gosh, if only I could kill that Null Drifter.
Did he he preordain into the Flame of Anor? I didn't notice what he drew off of it.
I think we're about to learn what Annihilator means.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he just sacrificed his only red source. I know he's got another mountain in hand, but oh goodness. I guess you need double blue for counterspell type stuff.
You sure do. All right.
Oh man, he could have floated the mana and played the. Oh gosh. Second main, Owen plays the Chalice on 1.
Wow.
The Lightning Bolt in Patrick's hand, now a basically dead card.
Yeah, Flame, we need to get a wizard first, but we can at least do some cleanup here. But we're going to lose one of these lands every turn, so we're not going to be able to catch up. Because now this Flame of Anor means next turn we're only going to have 2 lands.
Yup. Gonna use the Flame of Anor just for a single mode because he doesn't own a wizard. Gonna clean up the Chalice first.
I like saying he doesn't own it. He doesn't even own a wizard.
Did I say own?
Yeah,
Control.
I love it. Doesn't even own one. This Flame of Anor doesn't do anything. He doesn't even own a wizard. And now, yup. It's so odd that this little innocuous Null
I don't know.
Drifter.
It's got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and it's just going to take 1 land from Patrick every single turn. Yeah. And Owen's working up there in mana 1, 2, 5 if you got an Eldrazi spell. We're not that far away from more Null Drifters or Thought-Knot Seers.
Chatter asking for the Is It Eldrazi list. Owen didn't submit one. You can join our Discord, and you can hit him up there. Ask him for it personally, but he did not submit one to us, unfortunately. You can see some of what's in his deck right now.
Yeah, you can start piecing it together.
Take really, really precise notes. Get a peek at the cards that he's flicking through right now.
Where's Owen's red source? Speaking of.
Oh, great point. I don't see any red cards in his hand currently.
I swore we Lorien for his Steam Vents at some point, but
he sacrificed it to the. No, that was the last game.
Yeah, this is the Umber Mystic.
Umara.
Yeah, sorry.
Umara Mystic out of Zendikar Rising.
Oh, the K command.
All right, lots of modes on this card.
It's most
Patrick gets a read, we'll show it on screen as well.
So it's either going to be remove your blocker. We'll remove your blocker 100%. And then we're either going to scry X and draw a card, or we're going to create X spawns. It's the spawns. Now, mind you, the spawns do not attack, but if Owen finds an Eldrazi line breaker, it'll be huge.
I was going to say they can always attack. It just won't do any damage until...
Sorry, my bad. They can attack.
It's a great thing. There's a lot of games where you cannot attack with a zero power creature.
Oh yeah, say goodbye to that island.
House, I think, because Kolagon's command does not see any play. Kozalex has been accepted as the new K command.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I agree, Chatter.
shove with
You
them.
got to show to send a message and put the fear in your opponent's heart. Magic's all about mind games, and that's one of them.
I thought you were gonna say it's all about fear.
It's all about fear.
It's all about fear.
Fear's the mind killer.
Yo, dude.
Dune reference.
Dune reference. Burn.
All right, Patrick down to just 2 lands because of this Null Drifter, and that's,
that's
going to be too much for him to overcome. Owen will win first match of Modern League Season 3.
Big shouts.
Congratulations. Thanks to both of our gamers for some great games there. It looks like our backup match finished in the meantime, so we'll head into a weekly schedule before round 2.
Check
If you're
it
looking to play at the store, here's all the different ways you can do it. We're up to 6 games of organized play support now. We got to update this schedule. We're adding Union Arena to Wednesday nights now. You see, of course, we are on Wednesday, so we'll have 2 different games to support on nearly every single day. Tomorrow, we will be streaming Pokemon as well, so make sure to tune into that. Brand new meta going on over there, and some very qualified players coming back from Worlds in Hawaii will provide coverage for that stream. Friday, of course, is our Boomer Zoomer F&M with Legacy and Standard, as well as One Piece. We got Bandai during the weekend and Monday with our 2 Digimon days.
The Boomer Zoomer Friday really got me.
I love it. I love saying it. If people get a reaction from it every single time. Monday is also Commander, and then Tuesday wraps up our schedule with One Piece and Lorcana. We've got lots going on in the store right now. We've got our Duskmorn pre-release. Before that, we've got our standard store champs. You can come win a Texas Urza Saga. We've got OPO8 releasing tomorrow. Come pick up those. We've got One Piece League that just began again because of the set release there. Let's see, lots of stuff going on. Make sure to check out socials if you're interested in any of those special events. With that being said, though, we're going to head into a quick break. We'll be back for round 2.
See y'all soon. Bye.
Welcome back, gamers, to the store with the best transitions in the game. We're in round 2 of Wednesday Night Modern here at NRG. We got Flex Slot besties, Marty and George. George, of course, our Season 1 champion, and Marty, runner-up in Season 2 and 1.
Oh, sheesh.
Great gamers, the two of them, and we're going to get some good matches in here. Boros Energy versus Jeskai Control. We'll see. Who do you think's favored in this matchup?
Jeskai.
And why is that?
I think mainly because of all of like the deck's kind of just full of cleanup mechanics. Like if George just finds a Wrath of the Skies and a counterspell, it might just take a long time for Mario to get back into the game.
Ooh, that's a pretty good turn 1 play,
That's
though.
the pride.
Ocelot Pride is the first play for Marty. George will respond with a land go, as he is apt to do.
People, please stop playing Ocelot Pride so I can buy them. They're so expensive.
They are incredibly
and I'm trying to play
expensive.
them in a meme deck. I don't want to play them in the good decks, please. Raptor.
All right, we'll see what Marty's able to hit here. Raptor will be the second spell of the game.
So important that Marty's Raptor here has no previous energy, no Aether Hub, no Guide of Souls. So our hits are only the 2s and less. So if we hit our Fable, a Flage, a Ring, whatever the big value pieces are, we're not going to be able to hit them here. But if we hit Guide of Souls, another Raptor, whatever it will be, we will be able to hit it. And Ocelot Pride, doing a little combat. And what is it, Marty? Nope, gone forever.
Oh,
there
Fable.
It is.
Ooh, George breathes a sigh of relief on camera there.
Because, one, don't have to deal with the Amped Raptor and a Fable. And 2, don't have to deal with the Fable at all.
Fable, a very strong card. It's banned in Standard, so I've never played with it. But I've heard it's pretty good.
Fable's great.
I've seen it a little. I've played against it in Pioneer. Very strong there.
Now what we need to see is if George is going to cast what he calls Blue Dark Ritual in the form of Tune the Narrative.
Oh, I was going to say Brain Surge. That's definitely more similar than mine.
So because Tune the Narrative nets you the 2 energy, so you can Wrath the Skies without paying mana, but instead using the energy. So it's kind of like, for your best sweeper, it creates 2 mana on layaway.
George confirming the board state here. I like Marty's attempt at the cat token that Ocelot Pride makes. Like Dom said, those tokens are actually expensive to buy. So sometimes you got to make do with what you got. Going to use an Almond Cat token instead. And just scribble out the...
Yeah, scratch that lifelink off.
Yeah. Just a vanilla cat, not a chocolate one.
There should only be 1 cat. Why is there a 2 there?
I believe... I was
going to
say it's the energy.
There's only 1 cat.
Maybe it's got some counters on it? Maybe it's the toughness because it's the token's a 1/1. I think that might be the fix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down to 12. To Marty's 19 now for George. Untap mana at his end step. We'll see if Marty does something in the second main first. Folks, you've heard us mention FlexSlot a couple of times here. If you're unfamiliar, George Jabor, the creator and founder of FlexSlot.gg, is a sideboard guide and tool. You can look up articles written by prominent players, create sideboard guides, write primers. I think you might be able to give the sales pitch a little bit better than me, but FlexSlot.gg is the site to go to for all your sideboarding needs. That's what I use, at least.
So popular that if at your RCQ you see somebody with a printed out sideboard guide, it's probably FlexSlot.
I used it at the last Energy. It was very helpful.
It's really helpful, as Marty puts his Fable on the stack. Many times I've laid my deck out in front of me and slowly decided what I wanted to sideboard and then forgotten about it the next day.
Exactly.
FlexSlot allows you to actually do it in the in the website itself and then just print all that information out. So when you're in a long day of tournaments, you don't have to ever think about that sideboard. You need to save all the mental energy over and over and over.
I was going to say that was what it was helpful for because energy events, 7, 8 rounds before cut to top 8. You need to save as much energy as you can through all these little bits and bobs,
Yes.
And a sideboard guide is probably the most helpful outside of drinking water and eating food.
Yes, I definitely recommend those things.
Yeah, I forgot to do that a little bit during my day, and that definitely affected me.
Yeah, you had a very helpful tweet. I saw you tweet. It was very helpful.
Yeah, I went 3-0 into 04.
How to survive a long day.
Yeah, I'm getting better at it. I use a lot of different tools to help me out, and but sometimes you got to just go back to the basics. Good night's
Yep.
sleep, stay hydrated, stay fed.
Yeah. Don't do what a good friend Arathis guys were using all the energy +1. That's Arathis guys for 3. That's everything. You may know
Goodbye,
them as
board.
United States regional champion Adam Weiss. Has every good result he's ever had has come from sleeping on the floor. Do I recommend this? Absolutely not. Has it worked for him? Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
Blood
well
Moon,
tapped
force of
out.
negation.
Marty tries to take advantage and rip a blood moon. George will say, "Force of negation, no, thank you."
Deciding what to pitch still though. Snapped
Mhm.
off the force, but not what to feed to it. We'll never know.
Yep, that's off camera. Production is it still in camera range there?
It's gone forever. We'll never know it's an exile.
Arena of Glory will be the land for turn for George,
Ooh,
and
it
he
was a
will
spell
play out
snare?
a Tameo.
Oh yeah, it's a spell snare. George exiled spell snare, and this Tameo. George, big fan of Tameo. We have deck lists for these players, right? We'll be able to check something. We'll be able to check something pretty importantly for this Jeskai deck in
Mhm.
sideboarding.
Yeah,
Arena of Glory on both sides now.
George potentially. I heard he's been liking cheaper planeswalkers these days than his usual 3-drop favorites.
And here's the Ajani.
Marty will counter with his own pseudo planeswalker. They're both planeswalkers. They've gone through a few different looks over the years.
Yes.
Both of these planeswalkers.
I love Origin Walkers. I hope we do more and more and more of these for like all of our characters.
Mm-hmm.
They're some of the coolest pieces of cardboard.
With Magic being 30 years old, there's players who don't know. I mean, it's hard to know all the lore with all these different characters in the story. So it's nice to go back to the roots every so often.
To know that this Ajani comes into play as this Flage does. Ajani comes in, makes a 2/1.
His
and
brother.
Then flips when that 2/1 dies. His brother.
It's very biblical.
It's very biblical. I would say if you look at Ajani, he's very biblical.
Well, I would say like the brother and the, Cain and Abel sort of parallel
Yeah.
there.
Bolt.
Flage, a very good card. Into the bin sometimes becomes even better, dare I say.
Marty using this Bolt to be able to flip this Ajani in response to the Flage trying to shoot down the Ajani. And now untapping with this very powerful Planeswalker, start churning out the 2/1s.
Indeed, very MH3 heavy decks on both sides of the field here. Gotta update a lot of your card knowledge these days.
George has only cast MH3 cards. Oh, and a Force of Negation. Sorry.
Another he's got
MH2.
Modern Horizons Tribal
Yeah.
as a deck. Excuse me. Kindred.
Marty here with
Typal?
Yeah, great. I like Oops All.
Oops all Modern Horizons.
Yeah. Shout out to Children's Cereal. We start with this Guide of Souls. Ajani, Nakatl Avenger. Do you want to pump up all your cats? We don't have any cats. But we also don't have a red permanent to go alongside making this 2/1. But we gotta make it a 2/1.
George with just one card in hand, 2 mana open. No energy on his side. Marty has 3.
But George does have this clue, so if we want to, we can turn this fetch land into a drawn card. Fetch up, an island maybe, and go a-digging.
George better fetch up a second blue source. There's so many mana pips in the Jeskai control deck.
Pips, indeed.
George will fetch down to 10. Marty's at 23 due to his creature entering abilities.
Thundering Falls. Surveilling away. Getting a second red source for our Flage, while also getting a Surveil and a second blue source. Perfect.
Seems good. Does Jeskai play any Triomes?
No.
Why
so
not?
there are some versions with Leyline Binding, but now all of the tricky spots are the Surveil lands, Arena of Glory, Monumental Henge, and Manamo. So just the spaces are gone, right? Your mana is so good. And now it's the One Ring.
That's a very good card.
And we're playing the One Ring over escaping this Flage here, right? So getting kind of our benefits locked in from digging deep with this ring.
I think you can play a little patient here. Play the One Ring. Flage gains you life, so you're not going to get punished by ticking the ring up too hard.
Bruh, shout out to Chatter who said, love that there's no copies of the One Ring, as George put it on the stack. The world is perfect sometimes.
Oh, it's You caused it to be manifested,
Yeah, this
Chatter.
card is like a part of the reason Jeskai Control exists.
You think it wouldn't exist without the One Ring?
Yeah. Fog and Draw 6 is kind of like, I think, the backbone of Control. You're losing for so much of the game until you're winning. And the One Ring is like the best version of giving yourself that room to breathe,
You
draw
don't
those cards back.
you don't feel like Flage gives them enough room with the incremental life gain?
I think they work well together. Remember how we were big fans of like the One Ring Shieldred, the One
Mhm.
Ring Omnath. I think Flage is now maybe its newest best friend. Just like Flage itself kind of gives you all the life totals to use the One Ring,
Mm.
but Flage plus Arena kills people quick.
That's fair.
So this control deck has a piece that it hasn't had before. You can kind of sit behind your One Ring for just a little bit because it does not take long at all to kill. If you bring back this Flage right now, it'll have its ETB, then it'll gain haste, then its attack trigger, and then its actual attack. That is 12 damage
Mhm.
while gaining 6.
And but you're saying that that's not good enough without the One Ring.
Yeah, I think the two work very well together.
Mhm.
Then the Flage is like the perfect way to end games. That's why this Boros deck kind of has that same backbone to it.
Mm.
As you can see, Marty's Arena in play and Flage in the yard, right?
For sure. I was trying to figure out the Flage is in the yard, the sideways one. Some people represent Graveyard and Exile differently, so I can't. Because the Blood Moon got Force Negation. So
Sure did. Yep, that's why it's exiled.
there you go. Okay, so yeah. Flage in the yard for both our players here. Marty up to 4 energy.
Jumping, this guy
down
of souls.
to 1. To
Interesting.
give the oh wait, I have a flying token. Hold on. Wait. Oh, I was so excited to give someone this. Hold on. Can you
yeah, sure.
can you hold it for a second? Thank you.
George here untapping this copy of the One Ring, going to be digging 2 deeper, plays out our Manamo. This is the real like backbone of digging deep with your copies of the One Ring is being able to untap it. But George using the arena, bringing back the Flage, paying the escape cost. This is what I was just talking about. We're going to be able to clean up so much of the board, gain life, and then just have a 6/6 at the end of the day after all of it is said and done. We got this little beautiful flying token on our Guide of Souls. Can't read it at all.
Oh no.
But you can see a little wing. You can see a little wing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's not great, but I remembered looking for it.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Those little tokens came on the punch-outs of pre-release boxes. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of them put them in the token slot of some sets.
Mhm. All right, I am back, folks. Thanks for holding on the fort, Dom.
Yeah, we're flaging, so there's a lot to talk about.
Oh boy.
Galvanic Discharge for 4 damage on the Flage.
Plus a block.
Yep, plus the block from a 2/1. Dunzo. Gonzo. And what was interesting was Marty jumped this Guide of Souls while there was ring protection up. Just wanting to make this creature as big as possible, get it out of Flage range.
Marty's going to go to escape the Flage. It'll get quickly counterspelled by George with his last remaining mana. Life total sitting at 23 to 15.
Yeah, and George, this counterspell is going to add a 3rd card to Flage Food. So we're 2 spells cast away. And we're about to dig 2 deep on this ring and then 3 more if George wants.
Gonna swing in with the Guide of Souls, bring George down to 12. He'll activate the ring, go up to 3 cards in hand.
Yeah.
And back to his turn.
And whenever George wants, he has this Manamo to go with this ring and dig super, super
I
deep.
see. I was confused why they were pulling the arena out of the sleeve, but they're
exert
exerting
it,
it.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the shorthand that a lot of players use, is just removing it from the sleeve. Doing a
You
quick
could
little
call it
halvesy.
like a stun counter these days. That's probably the more updated keyword.
And this Tamio's flipped.
Where's the exerted token? I
And
don't know if that's a oh god, that's from a set so much older.
I think I have one.
I don't know if they included ones in MH3.
No, they include them as punch outs in Amonkhet.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it's all the way back then. That's
Way
when
back then.
that's when the keyword got incepted.
George here
introduced.
flipping Tamio, playing a new ring, getting protection, redrawing.
Oof.
Marty just playing a Fable, which is an incredible card, but one that's just behind what George is currently presenting here.
I was gonna say Fable's a great card.
Great card.
It pales in comparison to the One Ring.
It sure does, and that's why a lot of these Boros decks have moved 1 for 1 from the Fable up to the rings.
You don't play like a split maybe because it is mana cheaper.
I've seen people play a split for monetary concerns of like, oh, I already own these Fables.
That's fair. Yeah, the One Ring is an incredibly expensive card.
Yeah. And I can understand the split, especially because it makes your amp Raptors better. You don't have to worry as much. We
Sure.
saw Marty miss on the Raptor at the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of tug and pull. And at the end of the day, you're playing 38 MH3 cards. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you count Lord of the Rings as an Modern Horizons
yes,
cards?
absolutely.
I do as well.
That was definitely Modern Horizons 2.5.
Oh yes, classic counter, the brick counters. They haven't brought those back yet.
Yeah,
we'll
bring
see.
back bricks.
I want brick counters. There was a rock token from one
Love
of the commander
rock
sets.
token.
That
you throw
one.
those at people.
Mm-hmm.
And George just digging. Flage is back. This Flage can just clean up if we want, right? Target the guide, attack, target the guide. And we have done so.
Marty falls below 20 for the first time in a while. Now at 18.
Yeah, there were some Guide of Souls in play at one point this game.
We've had a couple.
These players for playing such a long game, I've only watched life totals really go up recently here.
That's fair.
George discarding a ring.
Oh.
Talk about power.
Yeah, discarding down to hand size, has a full grip. Discards a second Tameo.
Yeah, we have the value generated from this first one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Marty, when did you pick up that Gigantha?
Yeah, I didn't even notice the Gigantha get added to hand, but he'll discard it to the Fable.
You know, a trick that wasn't available in the original companion rules. You couldn't just pick up your Gigantha and discard it.
Right, because you cast it from...
Because you just had to cast it.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of made him better.
I don't know about that. Marty, a little bit lower on lands than George here. George been able to hit them because he's drawn more cards
So
than
many
Marty
cards,
over
right.
the course of this game. So Marty a little bereft of resources, especially with George with a full grip.
Yeah, and I was thinking, because we were talking about Gigantha there, George used to be a big fan of playing Kahira in your control deck. One, most of the elementals are gone. And two, we have this Tameo and these Flages, which definitely aren't elementals.
Definitely not. Flage, you could make an argument, is kind of an elemental.
Yes.
But Tameo, definitely not.
Not her. And Ocelot Pride here on turn a zillion.
Mm-hmm.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but it is being subtletied, speaking of the elementals. And this Ocelot Pride is impactful and cheap, but we want to just draw big, right? We just want to do something.
You want something, like you said, more impactful. So Marty will put that onto the bottom from the subtlety trigger.
This Goblin's getting
Going to combat.
Oh.
Hit down the Tameo or just swing at George.
It's hard because of the Tameo Plus, it only attacks for 1 damage.
Yep, so George will go down to 14. And what's the green thing he added?
Treasure.
Oh, I see.
That's a treasure.
It's the Fable token. I got it.
Just kidding. 1 to the Tameo. And now playing a Flage, knowing we can finish off the Tameo.
Oh,
we get
a
a second
subtlety.
Remember, George kept this hand post-ring and discarded Tameo 1 ring. So clearly just ready to just take apart whatever Marty's going to be trying to do.
Still, I don't think you can anticipate 2 subtleties. That's really rough for Marty. And of course, George has the blue cards to pitch to it as well. Is it prime time yet? Does Flage count? It's got the same PT.
Kyle, you and I both know the Jeskai matchup is abysmal. We were literally just talking about this. I can't beat this Jeskai deck to save my life.
Speaking of Flage, it'll attack and take care of the Guide of Souls on Marty's field. I don't think it's prime time, bestie.
Marty has asked me many a times to play Amulet and then went, actually, no. So one of these days it may come for him.
We'll see. We'll see.
George is cleaning up everything now, using the Flage, using our Galvanic Discharge, plus an Artamio.
Wow, good guy Marty.
Good guy Marty in
Reminds
chat.
him to plus the Tameo. Sheesh. All right.
Sheesh.
I mean, it makes sense, right? They're on a team you want to build up. They're practicing for the energy next week.
Yes, they are.
Fable will flip back on Marty's turn.
And also, if that's the case, I recommend playing Mardu Energy.
For the event?
Okay, bye. Yep. You're going to play this Jeskai deck a lot. You're going to want cards like Thoughtseize, Bowmaster, Obnixilis. All of those so good against Jeskai.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of the energy, Kyle, can you message me? I need to borrow cards.
Yeah. And Kyle, can you message me just like something cute? All right.
Yeah, just send me like a good TikTok or something.
Okay, bet. Marty, 1 card in hand. It's a Flage. This game is done. Packing it in.
What a game 1. George will take care of it in game 1 there. Our season 1 champ will move to sideboards and take a look at deck lists.
Let's take a peek. Let's see. Boros Energy.
This is off of
Bor-
Goldfish. Marty did not submit a deck.
That's because it's not even his deck. Spoiler. All
That's
right, go for
very
it.
fair. We'll look at sideboards here from this example deck list. We have Sun Cleanser, Giganthan, that companion spot, Surgical Extraction, Wear Tear, Chain to the Rocks.
Yes.
I've been hearing about this new tech
It's
instead of
back.
Static Prism, but there is one in this sample as well. Soul Guide Lantern, Damping Sphere, Unlicensed Hearse, and Blood Moon.
So it's very weird. The graveyard hate is good against playing against your Jeskai opponents. We were saying so much of their strategy hinges on Flayeds being a card and being an active participant in the overall strategy. Cards like Soul Guide Lantern can just cycle if you need to. Unlicensed Hearse gives you additional threats. So depending on which versions you have, they can be very helpful for you in fighting against kind of the way they end the game and gain some life. And we saw that George forced a negation faster than the wind, a Blood Moon in game number 1 there. So if Marty used that first game as something to go off of, how important it was that George could not let it slide when he had 2 planes in play already, makes me think that if I've got access to additional moons, I want to bring them in.
Great points all around. We'll take a look at George's deck list as well. No?
Wow.
Oh, he didn't update the list. All right, so this is also an example off of Goldfish. Take a look at this example sideboard. We've got Drannith Magistrate, Vendilion Click, Obsidian Charmot, Narset, Parter Veils.
That's her, yeah.
Consigned to Memory, March of Otherworldly Light. I got tripped up by the whiteboarder,
Yep.
sorry. Thank you, Mystery Booster 2. Celestial Purge, Supreme Verdict, and Soul Guide Lantern as well.
So very importantly, so George's version doesn't have these Teferis or this Timeless Dragon.
There's a Timeless Dragon?
Sure is.
Oh my goodness.
I love Timeless Dragon.
I do too.
So we've been talking about it helps you up your white count for Solitudes,
Mm-hmm.
while also kind of being in that same spot as like Lorien and the like.
And it's got plane cycling.
Sure does. Is the Eagles better? Maybe. Is Timeless Dragon cooler? Absolutely.
Absolutely. I like the vibes of that one
Right.
way more.
The Jeskai deck, funny enough, the same thing. Any of those pieces of cheap graveyard interaction you have, you're going to want to bring those in, whether it's your Soul Guide Lanterns, your Surgical Extractions, what have you. As well as something, if you have them, Celestial Purge against your red-white opponent. The very important cards in the form of Goblin Bombardment and Flage are red. So depending on how you feel, if there's some cards in your main deck you'd rather not have, you at least have access to the Purge if you want the Purge.
All right. We'll see how our players stack up here in game 2 as we go to mulligans. I think Marty is down to 6. I think I count 6 dice there.
Thanks, George. Really appreciate
Oh,
it.
I see the bit. Oh,
Yep, now it's on to 5.
I like it.
My favorite part is that they're using the Tameo emblem as the companion reminder for Gigantha.
It's useful. You
Yeah.
might actually need that at some point.
Yo, shout out to the Goblin Ringleader. It's going on.
Team Flex Slot.
I agree. Look at them, beautiful, handsome gentlemen. And they're so good at Magic. Look at them.
They're famously good at Magic.
They're 1-0.
I've heard good stuff. Yeah,
They're 1-0.
especially tonight.
They're undefeated. He's the Modern League champ.
He is.
Marty's the Modern League double runner-up.
George is one of 2 people who gets an exception for the you cannot use your own playmat.
Yeah, champ mat on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect 5, I will say.
Perfect 5.
If I'm mulliganing to 5 and I'm playing boring Boros against Jeskai, I'm leaving to go get snacks. Done here.
I like this hand though. It's got the Blood Moon.
Has the Blood Moon. Has a Guide of Souls. 2 Guide of Souls.
2 Guide of Souls.
We're guiding all the souls. Where are they going? To Kaldheim.
Here you've got that classic Kaldheim background.
Beautiful. Aurora Borealis.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's kind of in the shape of wings for it, like gaining flying.
It does. It's
That's how I
got
feel.
emblematic of that. Yeah. Lots of angels on Kaldheim.
Yeah, the middle just says nerd. It's nerd gaming.
Nerdmin.
Nerdman.
We're all nerds here. I wear the title with pride. George doing his turn 1 play was Land Pass untapped Steam Vents, so could be looking on the lookout for a consign.
Consign, tune the
Spell
narrative,
Pierce?
Galvanic Discharge,
I
Spell
don't know.
Pierce,
I don't know.
Spell
Spell
Snare.
Pierce. Yeah, Spell Pierce probably not the most playable.
I think it might have been a Spell Snare, and you see Marty
Sure.
here playing out a 1-drop, not playing into the snare. So if we
Ooh.
had a 2, we at least played around it.
I don't know if he had a 2-drop to play anyway.
He looks smart either way, right? Just like, I'm not playing a 2-drop into your Spell Snare. I don't have one, but I'm also not playing one.
For sure, for sure. George really thinking about that Ocelot Pride.
Yeah, he's tuning. We're discharging the pride.
Oh,
At the end of second main, so that there is no trigger and end step.
There you go. Back on George's turn. He'll play a fetch and pass. That's the game plan in the beginning turns for Jeskai Control is land pass. You wait for your opponent to do something first. Back on Marty's turn, he's going to attack with that Guide of Souls. Second main will play out an Amped Raptor.
With an energy floating. So this is much more tempting for George to want to counterspell because he can hit the Fables and the Blood Moons and keep Marty in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So now, by countering the Amped Raptor, George kind of gets a 2-for-1 out of this counterspell because it counters both the Raptor and the spell it would have found.
George smartly getting just a basic island off that fetch as well, on the lookout for this Blood Moon that Marty pretty likely to play. We know it's in his hand. George knows it's in his deck.
And we have a Flood String to help us find a Plains so that if it does come down, we can at least play some Magic. The basics in this deck, 1 mountain, 1 island, 2 plains. May have shaved the mountain, but the other 3 are for sure locked in.
Marty didn't draw a land, but this kind of counts. Dashed Ragavan.
Raggy G?
Gaining energy, swinging. Down to 14 for George off a fetch for 4 damage.
Oh. And we are Celestial Purge. It is still here. We brought it in. Perfect answer to this Ragavan.
Mm-hmm.
I also didn't say earlier about Purge. Hits the Gigantha and hits these Amped Raptors and the Fables. Tons of targets.
Boros, yeah, it's half, not mathematically, but.
Oh, and it hits Flip to Johnny. So a part people
Sure.
don't recognize is that they have a color added when they flip.
Mm.
So like Tamio flips into a green and blue card, a Johnny flips into a red and white card. So I felt like Purge had few targets because the 1-drops are so important, but then I remembered all the other cards are red, huh? Get them. Bop.
More land pass from George. Back on Mari's turn, stuck on 2 lands.
And we're going to stay
Has
there.
a second Blood Moon in hand now. Second Guide of Souls.
And George was on triple basic already in play, too.
Mm-hmm. Subtlety came out during combat to kill the first Guide of Souls. Marty played out the second. George's turn. Maybe? No, I was going to say there's a potential to start swinging with the Subtlety.
He's got a ring in hand. He has no rush. Marty revealing that both these cards are Blood Moon by saying pick one.
Blood Moon on the stack, I got to assume. I don't think it has resolved yet. George will fetch in response down to 12.
But George literally already has his 3 basics in play. Might not even care. We've already used 2 of our double blue spells out of, a total of 7 or 8 of them.
There he goes. He's going to grab this utility land in the Thundering Falls.
Thunder. Feel the thunder.
But I think
And
he
then
will have
Tune.
Tune.
Dig a little deeper. And
Surveil.
Smart. He cantrip before surveilling.
Will bend the Subtlety. And then the Blood Moon resolves back on George's turn.
We have triple basic and this 3/3 flyer.
Up
If
to
you are George.
Up to 4 energy as well. Gonna tap 4. Gotta be a 1 ring. Although I think I see a Wrath in his hand
I think
too.
it is indeed a 1 ring. And we
No.
can Wrath for exactly 3. Keep our Subtlety and make the rest go away.
Yeah, cleans up the Blood Moon as well. Now George can begin to swing with a clear board. Marty down to 16.
And you can see George did kind of a little bit of a dance there, kind of overpaid, used some of the energy, so that he keeps having energy for the future, and most likely only has a card that costs 1 to use the Steam Vents for anyways.
Marty had a second Blood Moon in hand. Draw for turn was the Magus of the Moon, though, so he'll play that one instead.
This one attacks.
This one does turn sideways. Subtlety will first, though, down to 13 for Marty.
Quick Flage check. None to be seen here. Or George brought in Surgical and is seeing just how much he can snipe Marty's hand. And it's the 1 ring.
We'll leave a basic open, activate immediately.
He's held up blue like 2 to 3 turns in a row. So if I'm Marty, I know that I'm playing around something that costs 1 blue, and I need to kind of figure out which card it is.
He does have other 1-mana spells, like a Galvanic that he could be leaving red open for. I feel like blue is just the one you leave open regardless of what's in your hand. But there's that Galvanic. Marty will slam a Blood Moon on top of the Magus redundancy and just pass back. No attacks because of the protection.
And now I believe George's Subtlety can win this race, attacking for 3, 5 times before Marty attacks for 2, 6 times.
You do have to factor in the burden counters from the 1 ring.
Oh, yeah, you do. You're right.
As well as the
Free
fetches
land.
that he can't. Oh, Flage changes that math, though.
Yeah, Flage changes everything. Because we have the double white. This deck incentivized to get white in their basics for cards like Flage Escape, Wrath of the Skies, and Supreme Verdict. The mana base is going to work perfectly alongside the red from the moon, and Marty is done here. George DeBoer taking it down 2-0.
Yeah, just in top deck mode there. Played out all his threats. George took care of them and then became the dominating player in that game. We'll clean up a clean 2-0 into 2-0 for our Season 1 champion. Marty put on a great fight there. Rough matchup for the Boros Energy deck, but good plays all around from both of our players. We'll head into our backup match. We'll see what's going on there. We've got David and Blake. Some more classic modern gameplay. Mardu Energy this time versus Frogtide.
David said, I'm sure you can guess what I'm on. And I guess he was playing the new Hollow One deck.
Mm-hmm.
He loves the Burning Inquiry. We know this about David. David, welcome back.
David, welcome back. Classic Rakdos fan. You can see he's got those Guild Kit basics, but he's added a third color to his deck.
We've added Selesnya Plains.
Mm-hmm. We see some Static Prisons have cleaned up both a Murktide and a Psychic Frog.
Good on you, David. Both the namesakes of this deck are gone.
In top deck mode, just a single... Oh, no, he's got black sleeves that blend in there, excuse me. Blake has 3 cards in hand, sitting at 4 life, but he's up a game.
Also, shout out to Blake for top-8ing Energy Medicine.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Yes, let's shout out Blake.
Thank you, Blake, for getting Nadu banned. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, couldn't have happened without you.
Could not have happened without you.
Great showing. Insane event to top 8, honestly. Like
Yeah.
that entire field seemed so rough.
Yes.
So
but this frog deck good.
Frog deck's very, very good. That's I think what people predict to be one of the dominating decks in the coming weeks here.
I think it is just new is it Murktide, but the cards are better. So every player that was just dying to play their Delver-esque strategy has this new one with Busted Frog, Busted Murktides, all counter spells, all removal, all draw spells.
He cold conceded in top 8 when Loop was represented.
Now he could have.
Oh, he could.
He
Excuse
sure
me.
did. That's why we owe Blake the ban, because that turn alone.
Oh, I forgot. Yes,
the world,
he was BBD's opponent.
That turn alone showed the world what needed to be done.
Dude, what a champ, man.
Well, I don't know. If you're world champ, you can figure it out.
Yeah, right? I think he's number 6 on the ELO project. I was looking at it the other day.
David here, developing with an Arena of Glory, went deep into our graveyard there the second we played the arena. Not quite sure. We just tuned in. Maybe there is a Flage hiding in there.
I'm trying to look at the shadow of the graveyard to see how many cards are there.
That sounds like a thick video game.
What?
Shadow of the Graveyard.
Oh, it does. It sounds like a Ghibli film or something.
I was gonna say, or like a third Elden Ring DLC.
Ooh, totally.
All shadows.
Draw for Blake was a Toxic Deluge.
Yeah, the thing is Blake's been stuck on these 3 lands, and if we've already reached, like, we've gone through a Murktide, we've gone through a Frog, we've been playing this game. I agree. Basic Swamp is insane in these decks.
But it looks so nice out there.
Yeah.
Welcome to chat, Casey.
Shout out, Casey. Love Casey.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. How you been?
What's new?
What's happening? Guide of Souls. Unearth. Yes, David. You can't have David without a little something something. And today's something something is
an
Unearth. Target Guide of Souls. I just gotta say it. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe should be playing Jolted Awake. Maybe not. But Unearth is sick.
Definitely some powerful things that you can unearth. Guide of Souls. Gonna do a little bit of work. You don't need to do too much. You can jump at this Murktide on Blake's side with no counters on it. Does fly already, but you can buff it past the Murktide.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. How did we remove a Static Prison?
He ran out of energy.
Ran out of energy, of course.
Yeah.
We're out of energy. And decided not to pay for the Murktide because the Frog could have been so big. And this Murktide is just a 3/3 flyer.
Right. I think it's definitely the correct play to give him back the Murktide over the Frog.
But I think it might be time to return. Ooh, are we going to respond with a Galvanic Discharge? Yes, David. Gamer hours. Because if we do it on this Orc, we get to kill it and float 2 energy and then pay for our prison. Beautiful, beautiful.
Great
David.
line, good sequencing.
And our blue-black opponent No interaction for any of these
No,
pieces.
he's got a Stern Scolding and a Toxic Deluge. I think 3 Stern Scoldings? Is that correct? There's no way.
I see a Deluge. I see these 2 Scoldings. And so many lands. I think Blake is
Is he
straight
even
up holding
holding the lands?
for the frog.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get this frog back.
Eventually, David's done a good job holding it hostage for now. He's going to play out one
Yeah.
of those lands.
But Blake also has cards like Sink and a Stupor in the deck that you could maybe like bounce one of these on David's end step and just like go hog wild with your frog. Go frog wild.
Go frog wild. David in a rough spot. I think he's holding strong for now. Blake's just at 4 life, but I think he's got the potential to eke back some pressure in this matchup. Gonna start with a preordain.
Bowmaster. Stern Scolding.
Bowmaster into the bin. That's one of 3 Stern Scoldings in Blake's hand.
I mean, it's got to be so good against his energy deck.
Preordain sees another preordain and a go for the throat.
Love seeing Go for the Throat coming back. Just like these frog decks being like, you know what? I just need like one more removal spell. I guess it's going to be Go for the Throat.
Go for the Throat's a solid card.
I'm fighting for Feed the Cycle.
I don't know what that one does.
It's from Bloomburrow.
Oh.
And it's 1 to be destroy target creature or planeswalker, but you have to pay an additional black or forage.
Oh, sure.
Which allows you to basically play Murderous Cut that kills planeswalkers.
It's Hero's Downfall with set mechanic.
Yeah, but the set mechanic is really good.
Yeah.
Or Shoot the Sheriff, yeah.
Ooh, Shoot the Sheriff seems
But
real
I'd
strong.
be so scared to play Shoot the Sheriff and then really want to kill a Slick Shot and be like, uh-oh.
Wizard? No, it's Warlock, I thought. Warlock.
What? They gave him a cowboy hat and everything. He's not an outlaw?
He's not an outlaw, no.
Hmm.
It's the acronym to remember what's
Oh, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
it's Wizards,
No, it's not Wizards. Warlocks.
excuse me, Warlocks, Assassins, Rogues, Mercenaries, and Pirates?
It's Warm P.
It's Warm P.
Yo, Dothy rules too. Yeah, let's get some Dothys up in here. Yeah, Shoot the Sheriff does not kill Dothy. It's a rogue. Doesn't kill Ragavan because he's a pirate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's enough to make me want to play something else.
Like Standard.
No, I meant a different card.
Go for the Throat and Shoot the Sheriff, both legal and Standard. I'm
All
playing
right.
Go for the Throat in my Standard deck.
All right. That sounds pretty cool, actually.
It's great. There is an artifact deck, which makes that card not as good.
Oh, yeah, the blue-white Ixalan only deck.
There's like a Zoetic, yeah. Zoetic Glyph. There's like the Thousand Moon Smithy. There's just straight up Simulacrum Synthesizer. That's a
True.
standard legal card.
True. So,
Back to Modern, though.
what are we doing, guys? What's going on?
We're figuring out what to do. Blake, because he's held up these lands in his hand to pitch to the frog, has fewer resources to deal with.
But also, Blake's in no rush. David's presenting a single Guide of Souls.
Right.
Just gave us our frog back. Land.
Like you said, he can bide his time here. He is just at 4 life, but he had that blocker, and he waited out both
Yeah.
static prisons.
Blake just smiled, knowing that all these lands are going straight into this frog.
Mm-hmm.
He knew it. He's been waiting for it. He's been able to dump these and jump this. Whoa. Oh.
Gonna go to combat.
Yeah, so Blake attacking here in such a way that if David would like, David can lose his Guide of Souls to try to block the Psychic Frog. Draw that card. Spell Snare.
Draw a card, just went straight to damage, didn't pump the frog at all.
And we have Spell Snare and Stern Scolding in hand. So, David, you need to draw exactly a card that is highly impactful that gets around both of those. And the second frog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, neither of these creatures are legendary. You can play, multiple.
Yeah.
You can just your Murktides can buff your Murktides. Your frogs can buff your Murktides.
Yeah.
Frogs can buff your frogs.
These cards are so good to get. Like,
I
so
know they're
good
really
together.
good. They're really, really good.
This blue back deck.
This
is
is a
really
big
something.
rip. Big rips for David. Here we go.
Well, David.
Like I said, Blake at 4 life, clinging to life.
If we draw a Flage.
Theros Beyond card.
Oh.
Cling to
Well.
death.
Cling to death.
Cling to life? Wait,
Cling
which
to
one?
dust.
Cling to dust. That's it. Thank you.
Modern Horizon's pretty good. Go for the throat. The thing got a throat? Go for it.
In response,
Bowmaster.
Bowmaster to gain some.
Just kidding. Snare.
Rough. That's not quite game, but it'll get you
Well,
pretty close.
How many cards you got in hand, Blake?
Yeah, I haven't done the math. But either way,
All these lands are going straight in the frog.
David has literally nothing he can do at the
So,
current moment.
I would discard 2 cards because that is 6 damage for a 2-turn clock. David's presenting the Nux, and that's the game.
All right, 2-0 for Blake into 2-0 on the night. We'll advance to round 3 in just a second here. Before we go, though, I'll remind y'all to
Check
look
out
at our
that
Discord. We have a Discord for both the store and the series. You can find people to room with, test with, talk about all the stuff going on at the series and the store. You can check out the store for promotions. I post the hot list there every week. All sorts of good stuff. You can also ask questions of our staff or TO staff as well. With that being said, we're going to head into a quick break. Stay tuned.
Bye.
Welcome back, folks. We're in round 3 of Wednesday Night Modern here at the Nerd Rage Gaming storefront. We've got Jovan versus Rich, Jeskai Control versus Mill.
Mill, what?
What?
All right, sick.
Rich plays a different deck every week, I think. Likes to keep it fresh. This week, it's Mill.
I call him Mill.
He said he learned subtleties hit Planeswalkers last round.
I always call Mill Blue Burn. It's a lot of the same concept, right? But instead of life gain cards, you have to worry about endurance.
Sure, yeah. Instead of 20 life, you're working with
53.
Yeah, right. I would say maybe like 45? I don't know. 40?
You want to play 7 turns? Oh, no.
I don't know.
Yeah, right? You probably have to mill like 48-ish cards, right?
Yeah. And in modern fetches, right?
Fetches.
So.
And we were talking about in Rich's last round, opponent overboarded and then won the game with a single card left.
Oh my goodness.
So results-oriented thinking, overboarding works.
At least against Mill. Jovan will be on the play for game 1, though.
Jovan's going to crack this Arid Mesa, and Richard's going to turn 1 Archive Trap him.
Ooh, you think so?
Yes.
Did you see it in his hand?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, heck yeah. They boarded into 69 cards.
No.
We'll have to ask. I think that probably 74, right?
Dang, you brought in your whole sideboard? You'd be
I don't know.
mad folk.
Oh, I don't know.
I typically bring in like
assumed
3-ish extra. Because I don't want to draw them dead cards.
That's fair.
Rune Crab.
Rune Crab Classic, turn 1 play.
Jovan, just crack your fetch.
It's got a landfall.
Crack
When you
your
play
fetch.
lands, you mill your opponents.
Crack your fetch. Do
Rich,
it now.
Look at Rich.
Oh, love
Look at his face.
So now Jovan has
Good poker
surged.
face.
No, they both know what's happening. Jovan was debating if milling or not. Bop.
I see.
But-
It's the breaking news one.
Right, but I was about to say, did Jovan find this to hold up Spell Pierce? But now it's very clear that we didn't.
No, he's gonna kill the crab instead with a galvanic discharge. Archive track goes off. 13, please. 2 rings hit so far.
Jeez, that's so
That's
many
a lot
lands.
of lands. Wow, that is an insane amount of lands.
Which is not great if we're playing Tasha's Hideous Laughter because a lot of the zeros are gone.
Right.
But
Good
also
point.
not great if Jovan needed those lands.
Well, hopefully he kept some in his starting hand. You'll
Right.
see Hallowed Fountain as land for turn there. Shocked in and then passed down to 15 for him.
Importantly, we saw Jovan at least milled over the basic planes, meaning as his crab gets countered, when Richard starts using these Field of Ruins, Jovan might not even have lands to find.
Rich, after getting the crab counter, will play land and pass.
Polluty Duty, Sacred Foundry, pass it on back, crack it a fetch.
I think we're going to see a bit of land go from both our players here, both playing blue.
Yeah, Jovan
both
trying
with
not to
instant
die.
Speed, both with instant speed spells. Rich will find an Undercity Sewers as his land off the fetch. We'll surveil. Let's see what he sees here. Likes it.
Okay. But we're clearly trying to play into Counterspell here.
Plays out.
Oh, glimpse the unthinkable.
Glimpse the unthinkable.
Mill 10, end of text.
Yeah. Single sentence. You don't see it too often these days. It's a full text box, but that's all flavor text.
That's all flavor. Solitude gone, a bunch more lands gone.
I've boarded in all of my sideboard once in my life, and it was against, it was in a legacy event.
Whoa.
I'm trying to remember what the deck was. I think it was like Dredge.
Okay.
I can't remember. It was some black deck. I don't think it was
You
Doomsday.
wild.
Well, I was told like the matchup is so bad you just bring in everything because it all has some sort of use.
Interesting. That rules. Here we go. Richard hitting the Arena of Glory. Great choice because we are feeding quite the flage.
Indeed, indeed. One ring can get you most of the way there. I mean, do you activate the ring a lot against a mill deck?
Well, what's nice is you get the protection, which works against Hedron Crab and some of the targeted mill effects. But more
You only
and
get
more,
that for a turn.
Yeah. And then you're kind of helping.
Right. There's a mill game plan in standard as well. And there's very relevant text that Up the Beanstalk is not a May trigger.
Oh, cool.
So you can definitely overdraw in that matchup.
Another Field of Ruin coming down for Rich. If Rich wants, and we do. We know that at least one or two of the basics are gone.
He's going to go for the Hallowed Fountain, clean up one of two white sources. Jovan still has a Sacred Foundry. Rich will find an island off the field.
Out of basics. Out of basics.
And Jovan will find nothing.
It was important because we noticed before that Jovan milled over planes. I wasn't sure if we milled over both of them. But that does a strong work of trying to keep Jovan off Flage.
Back on Jovan's turn, down to 12 from bird encounters.
Yeah, but we're working off a different life total this time.
For sure. Yeah. Continues to activate the ring in the face of the mill. Game plan will play out a Flage from hand up to 15, Rich down to 11.
Rich kind of gets to ignore the Flage for now,
Mm-hmm.
but we put so many cards in that graveyard
Oh, yeah.
that Jovan's going to have an easy time flashing it back. Or escaping, I'm so sorry.
If he finds another
Swamp.
Field of Ruin, though, he could be in trouble there. Ooh, Force a Negation, pitching to Fairy into the Glimpse.
Pitching to Feather.
Pitching to Feather, to Feathery.
Ooh, to Feathery? Gross.
Not going to activate the ring in the upkeep.
Nah.
Down to 11 off of Fetch and Bird Encounters. We'll find Meticulous Archive.
Jovan also did not check their graveyard fast enough to make sure there was still a fetchable, which is terrifying. I would have checked.
Surveil over a Wrath of the Skies. Pass back.
Yep.
Got a basic island in those 4 lands that are untapped. Can't cast a Flage with that.
I think Rich drew another archive trap, and we might just be hard casting it.
What's the
5.
Thank you.
3 blue.
3 blue, and here comes the Flage.
Sounds like perfectly tapped out. Ooh, drawn and lock.
Ooh, drawn in the lock.
Great counter here. And Jovan is tapped down on actual factual counterspell.
He still has to escape the cards. I think he put them back into the grave.
Yes.
Okay.
Archive trap.
There you go. I think he's got a... Or is he checking? Land check?
Jovan might be debating drawing with the ring, trying to figure out what's still in the deck.
Sure, yeah. Oh, there's the escaped cards. We're good,
Great.
we're good. Okay, count them out.
Dunzo!
That's everything.
Pew, 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 pew. With another trap in hand, just in case, does Richard.
Rich will take home game 1. We'll go to sideboards and take a look at deck list. Here's Rich's full 76. We got 61 main board, 15 card sideboard, although I think
some of
the
them
software
did not load
has not managed to get them all. All good, though. We'll take a look at what we do have. We have Orcish Bowmasters, Plague Engineer, Extirpate, Dismember, Toxic Deluge, and Vexing Bauble. Cards we didn't see in that first game in the main board would be Jace Perfected Mind, Surgical Extraction, Fatal Push, Vision of Beyond. What's that card do?
Draw a card if an opponent has 20 or more cards in graveyard. Draw 3 cards.
All right.
So I imagine we're going to look at Fatal Push 1, 2, and 3. We're going to take those out. We're going to bring in Vexing Bauble, and a Bowmaster or Extirpate.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
All right. Pretty simple. We've already seen Jeskai Control.
And this is more of those cards.
There you go. Look at all the white border cards you could be playing with.
You sure could.
Potentially.
You sure could.
This one doesn't have Goblin Bombardment, which Marty's deck list did have, right?
In Boros Energy, yes.
Oh, right. Sorry. I got confused.
So what here is, if we have access to cards like Mystical Dispute, great. Tags a lot of the both the blue mill creatures and the blue mill spells. And possibly you may be looking at something, if you're overboarding, I imagine bringing these Narsets when you're overboarding. One kind of helps work against some of those cantrips, but also just a card that does something to bring in. We'll see. I don't know how far Jovan will overboard. I won't even know if we'll be able to see or tell. But you'll know if you see a card that's just a little odd. Might just be one we had to leave to make sure we can keep the count high.
All right, we'll head back down to the action here. Jovan will be on the play for game 2. Back up to 20 life for both of our players and some amount of cards in both these decks. I assume Rich is on just a flat 60.
61.
61, right. Oh, never mind.
We know the truth for Richard. We know the truth. I always say add one card to your deck that brings you joy. That's what I explain the 61st as now.
I think all the cards in your deck should bring you joy.
Oh, I have Island.
Is
in
that
my
greedy?
deck. No, yeah. I have to play Island. Are you kidding me?
Basic Island. What's the card that brings you the most joy these days?
Atraxa, Grand Unifier.
Ooh, that's a good one.
my
I
girl.
cast that card for the first time.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
It was yeah. I drew
Pretty
5
good.
cards.
Here's the Rune Crab.
Same turn 1 play as last time. Jovan will begin with a Tune the Narrative.
Tune up the band.
He's got that Monster
Perfect.
Energy card from Inkland.
Shout out to Inkland.
Shout out to Inkland. Shout out to our new energy token from the series, courtesy of Theo Jung.
The energy.
The NRG,
The NRG
token.
Energy.
The little Energizer Bunny. You can get that at our next event in Louisville.
Yeah, I picked up some at Madison.
Mm-hmm. I picked up the Nikachu tokens.
Yeah, the Merfolk.
You have to. That's what I play at F&M. Mill and 61? What kind? Brookman.
Hey.
Can't talk sass. Show up. Show up to locals, all right?
You show up, you can talk sass.
Yeah, there you go.
So I will say, I don't want to say that the early turns are very indicative of what's going to happen, but Richard has not come out of the gate swinging,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to give Jovan just enough time to start holding up counterspells every turn of the game,
Right.
which is scary. It's terrifying.
Yeah, like you said, Mill is blue burn. They want to get the game over with a little bit faster than their opponent generally, especially a control player. Field of Ruin will go after
Blue sources.
blue and white source in the Hollowed Fountain. Excuse me, Archive.
The Meticulous Archive. Jovan getting, I imagine, the Plains, and it is the Plains. Shout out John Avon.
Shout out to the Winter Basics from Bloomborough for Rich.
Oh, yeah.
They built rarity into the basics now.
They sure did. Just kind of cool, TBH.
I like that the different basics are each of the seasons. I think that's very flavorful, especially because of the season cycle in the main set.
And the Three Tree City, those seasonal are
also.
gorgeous.
We just sold a winter one. I was sad to see it go. It's very nice to look at.
It's just, I love looking at the cards.
I do. I would hope so if I work here. If I
Yes.
didn't like looking at cardboard, I think I'd be in the wrong profession.
Trap them, counterspell them.
First trap, go off. Second trap
Go
will
off,
not
Kings.
go off either.
Come on.
Force of Negation hard cast. Wow. That's definitely rough. He's got 2 copies of the same card in the left side of his hand.
Fraying Sanity.
Fraying Sanity. It's that showcase one. That's why it's
This
very
is-
washed out compared to the original art.
Yeah, this is the mill a bunch.
We'll
mode of it.
see Solitude, Flage, Arena
Oh, so sorry.
Prismatic. Oh, 2 Flages. Teferi.
Fraying Sanity
some
is really good
lands.
in mill, though.
So there is a
Fractured
Flage.
Sanity.
There's a Flage in the yard now. Wee woo, wee woo.
Wee woo, Flage Alert, wee woo. Yeah, Fracture Sanity. Really great here because it's got the cycling mode to draw a card in mill 4 uncounterably.
Mm.
But Rich here firing off the 3-mana mill 14 mode.
We'll play
Followed
out
up.
the Extirpate.
Gotta go after the Flage, right?
I would think so. Jovan, unless Rich just said it, he didn't point.
Wow, and there were
but
2 Flages that were in
Oh,
the
wow.
yard already.
that's heartbreaking, but that's why you play that card.
Yep. So now this removes win cons from the deck, and also Rich gets to mill 2 extra cards with it here.
He gets to see everything that Jovan brought in as well. I saw a Polarity go by.
And a Surgical in hand for Jovan.
Mm. Oh, that is a surgical. I thought it was a Chthonian Nightmare for a
Ooh.
second. The borderless one that's got similar colors. But surgical makes a lot more sense in the deck.
Yeah, it'd be wild to have Nightmare.
It's
And-
it's an energy based card, right?
Yeah.
You could.
What's-
It doesn't fit into the Jeskai shard, but
Oh, Jovan's surgicaling the card out of Rich's hand because we know it's there. Let's talk about surgical gamers. If you saw the finals of NRG Madison team event,
hmm
Charlie put on a clinic on how to use surgical to both remove problems and like see and reveal cards in your opponent's hand.
What deck was he playing?
Just got control.
For sure.
And I believe like Charlie went into the Mind Palace, figured out exactly the card that must be in hand to try to beat them.
hmm
Hit that with surgical to remove it from the hand, and then resolve like incredibly important spells after that.
Yeah, good stuff. If you want to see that match and all the other ones from our event, you can check out the VODs on both YouTube and Twitch, and you can check out all the individual matches during Swiss as well. You can check out my match.
You can't check out your match. I gotta go back and watch
I
those
played
matches.
round 1. You just look at the round 1 feature match. That one is
Not the round 4 or whatever.
No, I don't want to talk about that one.
Okay, understood.
And then you can watch my interview.
Ooh, a little interview.
It was definitely an interview.
Oh, all right. Rich with only a polluted delta in hand. Surgical extraction from the olden days. You don't get a card back. You don't get a zombie. Nothing. They're just gone.
Yeah, stuff like Necromentia at the end, I believe, replace anything you rip.
Yeah, on Mordigo, gets you stuff back. Jovan, you didn't have to do that.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You didn't have to do that.
1 ring for Jovan at 10 life and no flages.
No flages. So we have to win this game with subtlety and solitude beatdowns, which at most I think is like 5 cards of the deck.
I guess Solitude is some life gain, so that
Right.
makes it a little less scary.
But the question is where are the solitudes? Are they in the deck? Are they in the graveyard? Are they in the hand? Because we need them soon.
Yes, you had a great match on camera as well, Kyle.
Shout out, love Kyle. Oh, yeah, I watched Kyle play that Legacy deck. That was sick.
Dude, I think he dropped like a single match all day.
Sounds like Kyle.
Kid's cracked.
Kid's cracked?
Man's cracked, excuse me.
Man's cracked.
I think Charlie is the youngest one in champs right now, right?
Yeah, that's very true, I believe.
Who's the oldest?
Is Hoey in champ still? No, right? No.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Hoey.
It's gotta be Hoey. I don't know how old Nikachu is.
Oh,
it could be him.
Yeah, good point. If anybody could do some Googling, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, I gotta figure out my Boomer v Zoomer point spread age range.
As Jovan just digging so deep now with this ring, but I am concerned that we gotta find actual win conditions.
Oh. We'll clean
Ring
up
cycle.
the first ring and those burden counters for a fresh one. Life totals 7-14 in Rich's favor.
Right. In Jovan, the rings, life total is going down. And like I said, not a lot of actual combat entering creatures.
No.
We don't even have creature lands anymore in this deck.
No, you can't afford that at all.
Hall of Storm Giants, forget about it.
Hall of Storm Giants.
Rich, big tap here.
Ooh,
is that Jace? It
that
is
targets.
Jace.
That
Jovan.
targets, and Jovan has a response. Presumably, he's going to fetch up a Hallowed Fountain down to 4 off the crack and shock.
But Rich can use the Jace here to get
Is that drown in the lock?
On the counterspell here. And then Jovan fetches again.
Down to 3.
Because we're going to spell snare the drown lock.
Stack is Jace on the bottom, counterspell, drown in the lock.
Right, but we can use this Jace and still just uptick if it resolves and then try to push through next turn. Important final moments here.
Jovan really digging. Fetched to thin the deck, I think.
Right. The thing is we can try to fight over this card, but Jovan, you got to gain some life. You got to win some game.
Rich, instead of upticking, is going to minus target himself.
Yep. The draw
and
a bunch
then
of cards.
Draw. Yeah, I think that's the better play.
Yeah, because
play land for turn and pass. 1 blue mana up.
Because right now it's Jovan's problem to actually try to figure out how to get back in this game.
Rich doesn't need to do too much at this point.
No.
A strong breeze will take Jovan out.
Because you can barely. This will help us. We'll pick up this 1 ring and put it back.
Teferi bounce the ring down to 1 that draws a card.
And Jovan replay the ring.
And we'll replay.
But Rich has a Tasha's Hideous Laughter in hand, which has each opponent. So take that ring protection.
Ooh, very important.
And it looks
wording.
like you tapped down pretty low. And you only have available a fetch land? Ha ha ha.
Here comes
laughter.
the Tashas. Jovan could have responses. He will draw first from the ring.
Force. She
Finds the force.
Pigeon the Narset, which I think is a card we brought in just to bring cards in. Rich gonna.
You did see Rich draw 3 off the Jace activation, so
we're gonna do it again.
It does have some.
Oh, and we found Rune Crabs. Rune Crabs don't target, fun fact. So Hedron Crab does target. It says target player. Rune Crab says each opponent. So this Rune Crab can work through
hit
the
another
ring.
ring.
Yep.
Down to 13. Fetch, another landfall trigger.
Loving this. There
With
goes the
solitude and subtlety.
There was so many of the win conditions. Yoan's picking it up. Yoan lost all the win conditions. We're picking it up.
That's it. He had no creatures. Okay, wow.
Wow, nice.
We're done. Rich will be the victor of your round 3 feature match. We'll go into the backup match.
Ooh,
Great plays from
goody.
both of our players here. We got another Jeskai control deck with Devin and AJ's on Hammer.
Jeskai control, very popular and very winning.
Mm-hmm. Hammer had some new tools in MH3. They lost a big one in Nadu.
But you still get cards like Consign to Memory.
Mm-hmm.
Really big card to help work off the blue splash here.
Looks like Devin's up a game. We're in game 2.
Yes.
AJ sitting at 20 life to Devin's 14.
I believe Hammer can never beat the card Wrath of the Skies. And I'm not even saying this hyperbolically. Pretty impossible for this deck to beat Wrath of the Skies.
Hammer's been back on a blue splash for a while, though,
Yep.
so you do have action there.
Yep, some counter
Swinging
magic.
in with a Construct token equipped with a Boots and an Esper Sentinel brings Devin down to 9.
Yeah, big fan of those boots. Really helps you convert your Urza Saga mana into damage.
Another flex slot representative as well. Repping the merch.
Shout outs.
Hammer cannot win, as quoted from Distinguished Elk himself.
Well, that's Fencing Brick. Come on.
That's Fencing Brick quoting Elk.
Yes, this matchup is abysmal.
And here comes the Wrath of this guy.
Yep, say goodbye to these 3 cards you have in play that are relevant.
The only question is how much energy Devin puts into the spell. Looks like just the 1.
Yep, doesn't need to worry about the rest. Now the Hammer player, 2 cards left in hand. 9 damage needing to be dealt.
Urza
Saga.
Saga's not bad.
But that's a card that also gets swept up by Wrath of the Skies. So
Stoneforge strong as well, but that one's going to get Subtlety Pitch Counter.
Yep.
Ink Moth, last remaining card in AJ's hand. A little bit of Hollywooding there.
Because this
We'll
Stoneforge
put
probably want to get Cauldra, AJ a Cauldra Truther, which would be a card be very good against Jeskai. So Devin can't let that happen.
Stoneforge back on top.
Oh yeah, because that's kind of AJ's most relevant spell at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we have a land in hand, which we do, we'll be able to activate Saga and cast Stoneforge, exactly our remaining mana. I played a little bit of Hammer. This deck's just fun.
I that was the last Modern deck I played consistently was Hammer.
Just fun. And our Jeskai control player with just a land remaining in hand for Devin, so
AJ's got the Grand Prix Stoneforge too. That one's nice.
that one is nice. And I'm excited for the promo Cauldra from, what are they calling them? Spotlight Series Utrecht. The second Spotlight Series in Europe. The promo is Cauldra.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
There are a lot of promos to keep up with these days. I just saw the ones for the Duskmorn store champs get spoiled.
Void Winnower.
Text list, Void Winnower.
They just really just Google cards with most text and then go remove it, take it off.
I know, right? Urza Saga too.
Yeah.
A lot of text
lot
on
of text
that
on
one.
that card. Here comes another construct. Remember, the boots are gone.
Mm-hmm.
And this Cauldra is probably going to need to be actually factually hard to cast. So I imagine we might find a Springleaf Drum here just to start getting access to mana.
Devin completely hellbent in
Oh.
top deck mode here.
But a Flage in the yard.
Butterflage in the yard.
Flage in the yard.
Right at the top. Hot take, I hate the amount of promos being printed.
Hot take.
I don't
Shut
know
it.
if it's hot. Well,
Shush.
no, I think it is hot.
Hush.
People enjoy the promos.
Yeah, I love them. Hush up. I love it, a fancy cardboard.
There's something for everyone.
And
I just found some promos I need to collect.
see? It's all good, folks.
Ginger Brute on the field as well.
Yeah, Gingy B here to give the beat down. Got to get 12 damage in, even though this Flage isn't coming. Ooh.
Activate the
Yep.
Ink Moth to grow the constructs as well.
Yep,
1,
add
2,
the
3,
damage.
4. 4 4s plus the Brute.
So 5 damage incoming.
We'll bring Devin to 7.
Well, and I think AJ's not revealed card there might be Surge of Salvation, which will be good against this Flage. So let's see.
Devin keeping stuff close to his chest. I don't know
Yeah,
what that
just-
draw is, but he's just going to go ahead and escape the Flage. Doesn't even look what cards, just the first
Yep.
ones he grabbed.
No Delirium or Flashback or anything in these decks, so it doesn't matter.
ETB will clean up the Ginger Brute, and 6/6 is big enough to block.
Yeah, these 2/2s, they could become 3/3s. AJ kind of slow rolling themselves there, making it a little difficult for us to see what's going on, but that's A-okay.
Can't quite tell what's there. One's a Plains.
Sigarda's
Oh, no, it's a Sigarda's Aid. Okay.
Is this
It's another
Stoneforge?
Stoneforge.
It is another Stoneforge. Good catch, good catch.
Card in hand for Devin is an Island.
And card in hand for AJ's Cauldra. But we have Sigarda's Aid, so we're going to get a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And this hammer is going to eat this Flage.
Dude, what a fling. Perfect distance.
Now,
Hole in one.
I'd recommend putting that in your hand and letting Devin block first. But get you. And then whichever one is blocked gets the hammer. And if you... Oh, but the other one just kills. No,
yeah, because
the other one. Target the other one. Target the other one. Ooh, okay. Okay, phew.
All right.
Phew. Get that kill. Get that kill.
All right, AJ, we'll take game 2. We'll go to game 3. As players shuffle up, we'll take a look at some deck list potentially production.
Yeah. Devin playing the flex slot deck. If you get shot in the dark at what most of those folks are playing, Devin rocking it. AJ here playing classic, a little blue-white hammer action. I've seen some of the spice that Devin plays. Cards like still playing Cauldra. We just saw that Ginger Brute. Seen the white Flare of Fortitude being played by AJ. AJ's a stalwart hammer player. And I hope you figured out some tech for beating Wrath of the Skies. That card is such a beating. And I know AJ pulled it out there. Devin, a little bit of a loose goose in those last turns, kind of running out of cards to use.
I think he wrathed at the correct time, too.
Oh, yes.
AJ just was able to rebuild faster than Devin could present threats or more answers.
Yes.
Devin will be on the play for game 3 in round 3 of Wednesday Night Modern. For folks just tuning in, this is week 1 of Modern League Season 3. Our players will have 10 weeks to gain as many points as possible to crack into top 8 and potentially win a winner playmat as well. We'll be following along the action every Wednesday at 6:30. If you're interested in what we're doing and you enjoy what we're doing, hit that follow button, subscription button. We're dual streaming on both YouTube and Twitch now. You can find VODs on both platforms. We appreciate you being here. If you're feeling extra generous, you can subscribe on Twitch is the paid one.
Yeah.
And join is the paid one on YouTube.
And we accept Bezos bucks.
We do. If you subscribe to Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch Prime subscription every month.
And we'd love it.
We'd really appreciate Don would appreciate it a ton.
I would really appreciate it.
That gets you ad-free viewing as well.
I always will love the comment. I would do just about anything to watch this stream without ads. Like, we have such great news. There is something you could do.
There's some. I think the chatter said I would pay any amount of money.
It's like, actually, it's not even that many money.
Only $5. It's September right now too.
Oh, September!
Subs are 25% off. I think it's like
Dang.
a insane discount. All right, into game 3.
Elegant
Devon's
Parlor.
first land for turn will be Elegant Parlor,
The big
Surveil, Discharge into the Grave.
You ever look at the art of Elegant Parlor? Just a big couch. It's
Oh,
just like
yeah?
a big empty room with a big couch. That's elegance, baby.
Nothing screams elegant like a
Like-
single couch in an empty room.
Like big couch. Is this the Gingy Bee? Spring Leaf Drum.
Oh, is there an Ornithopter to continue to do a little more stuff? We'll see. Finish the shuffle. It's okay. I think we got plenty of time here.
I'm a big fan of announce all of your plays past turn and then shuffle while your opponent's going. So much Modern to be played.
So much shuffling in Modern.
So much.
First few turns are just a lot of shuffling.
Good communication goes a long way in games of Modern because there's so much to be done. Big ups, Mersh Flats. We've got Sigarda's Aid. We've got Stoneforge Mystic. A retro card. Maybe that's a Giver of Runes.
See a blue card all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, or a blue card all the way down there. AJ, what you working with?
I think it's a Ristic study.
Oh.
I'm gonna guess. That's my favorite blue card, so
Is
it's
that-
obviously that.
Is that legal? I don't think prophecy is legal.
No, it's not.
All right. Well, we're grabbing our Phyrexian plains here for AJ.
It was printed in Enchanting Tales,
Mm-hmm.
so you're good.
That's not how that works, and you know that. It was also printed in Jumpstart, and it was also
Bonus
printed
sheets I thought are modern legal.
No.
They're not.
Legacy all the way. Stoneforge. Here we go.
Hmm.
If that was the case, Necropotence would be in Modern.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
No.
No? You don't
want
think?
you want Necrodominance and Necropotence? You want them to have 8 Necros?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't play modern.
Okay.
I just commentate.
All right.
I say give the people more cards to play with. Unban everything.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
Skull Clamp Nadu.
Yeah.
That'll be.
That's a thing.
Sounds pretty fun, right?
I agree. I think everyone should just do broken stuff. We can be like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh! All right.
Stoneforge will find a
Found this
Colossus hammer.
The Hammer. Maybe you've heard of it.
I'm still waiting for a hammer player to bring like Tinkatons.
Ooh, love a Tinkaton. Big Pokemon with a big hammer.
I was surprised when Devin surveilled over the discharge. I figured that was pretty good, but
Yep.
he just had another one in hand.
The telltale sign that I've got a hand flooded on removal interaction. Meticulous Archive.
Still can't tell. Archmage Ascension? What is that card? What is that?
I don't think it's Archmage Ascension. I'll tell you that.
That one's legal, at least.
Yeah, from Zendikar.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we're saying it might be a full art spell pierce.
Oh, I think
Mm.
that is actually a hammer played
I
card.
actually think it's Assimilation Aegis. Actually, I think it's an extended art Assimilation Aegis.
Oh.
And I'm maybe sticking to it.
No, it doesn't look right for the art.
And I don't. Yeah, I don't
We'll
know.
we'll get there. No worries.
Please, AJ, show me the card.
I don't know any of the cards in Devin's hand.
They're face down on the table.
Hmm.
Oh, quick check.
Oh, I saw a force.
Tune, Wrath, Force,
Lots of good stuff there.
Pure Steel Paladin. This card's good and not surviving very long.
You'll see. You'll see. Cast a hammer, draw card.
It has to enter, and I feel like the Paladin won't be there when the
Oh,
hammer enters.
it's definitely entered. Yeah.
No, the hammer has to enter,
Oh, excuse me.
and I don't know about that
That resolves as well.
because Devin's setting up for this Wrath. Does not care. You can have all this
AJ
stuff.
used the Paladin for mana, leaving up a Hallowed Fountain. I like that line a lot.
Oh,
Tune the narrative from Devin and end step will bring his energy up to 2.
I swear I thought I just got a peek at the blue card. I
It's
can.
gotta be a spell
I'm
pierce.
looking at it. and
There's so
oh, it
many
is spell
spell
pierce.
pierce arts.
It's spell pierce. It's Kamigawa spell pierce. All right, everyone, we're good. Phew.
We got there.
I think it's the spell pierce with Jinkataxis on it. I
Oh,
don't know,
gosh.
But it's the Kamigawa one. Rather
There's
the
the
God,
Wrath.
But only
He's
one
only got one mana
floating?
open.
Only one mana floating.
Why isn't he slamming it?
It is asking questions. Oh. Might just be about when you declare the amount of energy being paid, which is upon resolution.
Definitely afterwards. Yeah, it's not part of the casting
Pierce.
cost.
Spell pierce.
Devin has a force, but it costs mana on his own turn.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I mean, great use of that blue.
Galvanic
Discharge.
still on his turn will clean up the Paladin before AJ can untap, presumably with Surge in hand.
Okay.
Back to AJ's turn, has a Colossus Hammer, Springleaf Drum,
Ooh,
and a
and-
Dream.
And we just drew a Pure Steel Paladin. So we at least have a way to move this hammer, and there's another hammer on the left side of the hand. So we just need to thread the needle against the few cards Devin has left, if you are AJ, to try to hammer it home against the Jeskai control deck.
Yeah, Pure Steel into Hammer would give them Metalcraft. Devin does have the Force that we know about.
Right. We know about the Force. But
AJ
does
does
Devin
not.
also have a blue card?
That's a great question.
We might take our 2-for-1 here if you're AJ.
Esper Sentinel, another card in AJ's hand he could cast.
Sentinel's pretty good to get out there, too.
If he's got a protection spell, you gotta leave that up. He does have extra mana, though, with the Pure Steel, which he will use in conjunction with the Springleaf Drum, and Esper Sentinel will be the cast
Yep.
and equip.
Lovely chatter. My good friend Devin here did not fawn because it was their own turn, and it was super not free. And now, very importantly, why AJ put this hammer on the Esper Sentinel is Devin has to pay 11 in order to not let AJ draw a card.
Indeed, indeed.
Like, do you really want to cast this tuned in narrative if it means they draw a card too?
Pay the 11?
Would you like to pay the 11?
I told you we were playing Rhystic Study.
This is Rhystic Buddy.
Rhystic Buddy.
I don't know.
Oh, that's good.
This is CDH terminology for Esper Sentinel. Rhystic Buddy or Fish Stick, depending on which one you want to compare it to, between Mystic Grimoire or Rhystic Study.
Devin will shock down to 15, has 5 energy.
Whoa.
Prismatic ending.
On the hammer.
Presumably.
Okay.
It's the scariest card to me.
For a second, Devin did not leave up double blue, but shifted the mana around, holding up double blue, passing the turn back.
Draw for turn looks to be an Arid Mesa for AJ. He'll play that out as land for turn.
This hammer's coming. This hammer's coming. Bonk.
Teammate George appearing in the background.
Jeskai control, maybe same 75 among the two of them here for Devin and George.
I was going to ask you about that, but you probably can't speak too much to it if the different Jeskai control players on Team Flex slot are playing different builds.
Yeah, I'm not sure anymore. I know there's disparity between Team Garrick and Team George, but
yeah, different schools of thought.
Yeah. But
there's
AJ,
a lot of cards to choose from to put into your deck.
And they're all pretty good. Hammer, here it is. 2 cards is consigned.
Oh,
replicate it.
Counter. Oh, because you can draw. Oh, a couple of triggers on the stack. Esper Sentinel trigger will resolve.
Yeah. So what Devin is doing is replicating here so that AJ needs 2 pieces of interaction, right? You can't just have 1 spell pierce because there's a copy of the consign. So paying the extra here makes it kind of uncounterable or becomes a 2-for-1.
Oh, I see. I thought he was countering the because it didn't enter.
Right.
Because I was gonna say he was gonna counter the triggered ability from Pure Steel Paladin as well. But no, double counter on the hammer.
But
Ooh,
the Forge Anew.
Get the hammer back.
Yeah, this reanimates the hammer. And this allows AJ to attack for
Draw a card.
13.
Wow. Wow. That's huge. Equip the Sentinel. No blockers for Devin, just a force negation in hand.
Wowzers, wowzers.
Just like his head.
AJ getting there for 13? 13?
Yeah, swing out, bud.
Oh.
Combat doesn't swing with the Paladin.
Color me intrigued.
Down to 4 for Devin.
Now, using your Pure Steel's ability, move the hammer back if you want to. So now that can't be flaged because your Paladin is very important.
Draw for turn is a One Ring. What a rip.
Yes, George. That's the correct face in the back there.
Dang, son.
Oh, my goodness.
AJ
Do you want to pay the
draw.
1? Okay. And I believe Hammer not currently playing any cards allow you to like push through the ring. You know, nothing like a Bone Crusher Giant or a Questing Beast or whatever. None of those here.
AJ could have drawn an answer. He had mana open with the drum. Drew another Sentinel instead. Devin now has protection for the turn. AJ, Inkmoth Nexus as land for turn seems the strongest thing you can do at the moment. Just going to equip the hammer back to the Esper Sentinel.
And don't
probably
really
pass
a lot of spells here.
Yeah, don't feed into possible wrath.
Right, exactly.
Down to 3 from the bird encounter. Gotta activate. Gotta dig.
Makes me really wish we attacked that Paladin last turn.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Life total would be a little bit low.
I think he wanted to hold it up for mana for the Springleaf.
That makes sense.
Devin's got some sort of action. Oh, he's got a rip.
Well, AJ.
Oh
well,
my God.
So
He's still got an Inkmoth.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And a lot of cards being drawn here for AJ as well.
Yeah, he runs counter spells. Devin still has 2 mana open.
But not blue open.
Not blue.
Tapped our non-red white source again this time.
Still has that force. Doesn't have the mana for it. Goodbye, your entire board.
Whole board.
I know.
But we need to get 3 damage in. 3.
That's it.
But this Inkmoth.
You only need 1. You only need 1 point of damage. Animate the Inkmoth Nexus and smack him.
But it deals an infect.
Oh my God, it does. Oh gosh.
So Can AJ find a way to find the Gingerbrute?
I see a Stoneforge. No, Shadow Spear
No.
doesn't give haste.
The
Boots,
boots?
boots,
Boots? Boots?
boots. Equip.
So
2 mana.
Stoneforge grab boots, play boots, equip boots?
No, it's not
Yes.
enough mana.
Yep, because we can pay 1 and then 2 to equip it to the Stoneforge. And attack for 2.
Oh, because you
That's
don't need to
AJ's.
animate. Oh, right. I
Yeah.
keep thinking that you need to put it on the Nexus.
No, because we have the haste boots. So let's see if AJ can see this. And what are Devin's last cards? Is it something like...
I think it's 2 forces and a subtlety.
Oh. Wait, but this Stoneforge snuck through. It's Force Subtlety Flage, yeah. Wow. But the Stoneforge is here.
Why didn't he?
Oh.
Oh, is he
Ooh.
just
What's
counted
happening?
He didn't want a subtlety the Stoneforge.
Oh.
Instead, gonna force
The boots. We forced the boots. Wow, we forced the boots.
subtleties on
Gingerbrute
Gingerbrute duty.
Yep. Dang, these control players, they're 5-head brain.
You gotta be.
I'm over here just like trying to put a maybe line together with this hammer deck.
Yeah, right. I put together a line. It didn't even work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're AJ, it might work. And only one way to find out.
You gotta try,
Whoosh.
right?
Yep. Force, and we're gonna lose the force or the subtlety. Yeah.
It's a great question. I don't know how to answer.
And Devin sort of has an answer. We're pitching the subtlety. We have an answer to the Stoneforge in the form of playing the Flage, right? We get to use the Flage to remove Stoneforge and start establishing Flage. And gaining the 3. Because we gotta take 2 from this ring. Down to 1.
Big rips.
These control
What'd
players.
he get? What'd he get?
I think it was a consign, but it was real quick.
I know.
Real quick. It gotta be quicker than that. Wait, then we could consign the Flage if that's the case. Oh my gosh. That's just Flage.
From the top rope.
It's just what Flage is. Flage is, it's a lightning helix. Oh, I can't quite tell.
Oh gosh.
I can't quite tell. I think it was counterspell. I think it's counterspell. What?
It's extended art. I think it's the consign.
All right. Deep in the tank. Gotta cast this Flage. We all agree here. We gotta cast this Flage. But if you're Devin, you're already dead to this ring, so do you dig deeper? Flage
yes.
puts you
Oh,
up the
absolutely.
floor.
Yeah. Just
Flage.
resolves.
Okay.
Kill the mystic. Go to 4.
But this Esper Sentinel is on attacking duty.
It is. That's why you can't activate the ring.
Yeah, this Esper Sentinel is that 1 point of damage.
Back to AJ's turn.
Turn that Sentinel sideways. Look at all those cards in hand, do the Esper Sentinels from earlier.
Right.
And not overextending into that second Wrath of the Skies.
A Giver of Runes is interesting.
It's just kind of more bodies that can attack, right? Which are very important right now. Ominous Ray behind Devin there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. Whoa.
Spot him lingering right there with Thalia.
He looks like the Jedi ghost.
He does look like a Jedi Ghost. That's a compliment. No tap of the ring.
You can't.
So
you can't.
went down to 3 from combat, down to 1 again because of this ring.
Oh.
We can escape this Flage if
What's
you are
he got?
Devin.
Oh, an
The
arena!
You.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I can't believe this. We get to bring back this Flage and board wipe AJ and gain 6 up to 7.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe
this.
the
Cannot
top
believe
decks
this.
Devin has had.
The
I guess
Surge of Salvation.
I don't want to discount the ring draws.
Yeah, but Devin can't counter. It's Devin's own turn.
Give protection, and so he doesn't gain any life.
No life gained.
No life gain.
Because the Surge.
So he's dead.
Oh my goodness.
He's literally dead.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Dig deep. Dig deep.
What did he get? Nothing. And what can you even...
Flage Wrath of the Skies Island?
Like a consign or something? I don't even... Oh my goodness.
Wow, what an amazing surge out of AJ, taking it down in a really, really incredible back-to-back-to-back top decks out of Devin, scrapping there against AJ, but AJ pulls it out. Surge of Salvation really pulling its weight. leading our Hammer player to 3-0 in this room full of Wrath of the Skies, and we watched AJ battle through them in that match there.
AJ advances to 3-0 on the night. We'll probably be back for our 4th round and final match of the night. We're going to go to a quick break, folks.
We'll see y'all soon.
Insane games.
Sheesh.
Stay tuned.
Bye.
Welcome back, folks. We're on our final match of the night. Our undefeated players are AJ and Michael. We've seen Michael play already. We haven't seen Michael yet tonight, but whatever it is, it's bound to be a good one. We'll go ahead and get them started.
Well, oh,
AJ
okay.
revealing
Nice,
his
AJ,
first
nice.
starting hand. 3 Urza Sagas and 4 fetches.
Little does he know, Urza Saga's cracked in this matchup. Michael's a homie of mine. Been playing Grixis Frog, basically kind of your classic blue-black frog with some expressive iterations.
Sure.
Right? Sure, why not?
Yeah, no,
No notes.
We've talked about it before. Michael plays the cards that he likes, regardless
Yeah,
of
no joke.
what the typical builds of decks are.
Yeah, the morning he built this Grixis deck, immediately top-8'd an RCQ. Wasn't for Nadu, he probably would have won that thing.
He had a great camera moment where he settled the wreckage to May.
Oh, yeah, we remember that.
That's a good one.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
You never forget when you get settled the wreckage.
No.
That card's I think traumatized me because I still when I attack, I'll go, oh no, wait.
Yeah, not to settle.
Nothing to settle. All right, AJ looking at his second hand here. Michael kept 7.
1 card down with a Saga in hand, so AJ doesn't know it, but this Saga is going to be so good in this matchup. It's going to allow us to basically get 2 5/5s and give one of them haste, and I'm all about that in this match.
Ooh, Bryce, do you want to run a quick poll to see or prediction for who wins?
Winner's prediction.
If you don't mind.
Y'all got them points? Spend them.
I don't know if I've set up any rewards besides the default ones, but y'all can have a little bit of fun if
as
you
a
want.
Treat. As a little treat,
You've
as we
earned
watch
it.
the finals of Week 1, Season 3, of the NRG Locals Modern League.
There you go, Kyle. I got you. Turn 1 play for Michael will be the Nethergoyf.
Tarmo dice.
I'm so happy we get to use them again.
Yeah, this Nethergoyf is so good.
Yeah, Nethergoyf. Barrogoyf is the
Barrogoyf's good.
is
but
the 2-drop.
we always get confused with Necrogoyf, the really bad Goyf from MH2.
Oh, Necrogoyf. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. No, that one is not playable.
True.
As Percentile was turn 1 play for AJ. Back to Michael, looking through his hand.
Barrogoyf slaps, though.
I've heard.
That card is pretty good.
I can't keep enough of them in stock. Go to combat will bring life totals to 17 all.
Sweep. What you got, AJ?
We know he's got the Urza Saga. Can't quite see too much else. There will be the Saga for land.
Yep, this is the Saga turn. This allows us to use the mana, but have our next 2 turns kind of locked up making those constructs.
Do you think Saga into Saga into Saga is a good, because he had that starting
You
hand,
want
right?
Saga, wait, Saga, wait, so that none of your sagas overlap with your other sagas.
But you just get free spells, right?
But if my opponent was playing Jeskai, I would throw it up.
Sure.
Right,
Yeah.
that's the hard part there.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kyle. It's a poll, not a prediction. You can give. I'll save a
Aw.
sticker for you, and if you win, I will
Dang.
give it to you.
Yeah, stickers were handed out to our undefeated players out there.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start because I got different colors here, so you can. I think I want to give it to all the feature matches. That might be fun.
Oh, that's cute.
I
But
don't know. We'll see. People were very excited to hear that there was potential to earn stickers.
grown adults in Discord, no different than children in kindergarten. Love it, the stickers.
Some of the stickers are banned.
All
of
them.
all of them in some formats. Excuse me.
That's a good joke.
Thank you.
was
I
very
worked. I worked really hard on it. 16-14 in AJ's favor. He's got a Sigarda's Aid to Michael's Nethergoyf and Orcish Bowmasters sans the Orc army.
Oh, there is a creature and artifact in the yard. This Goyf got big.
Yes, the die has not been updated, but that's okay. That's okay, no worries. It will be updated once it becomes relevant, I think.
Oh, Michael's making the let me check face. Oh. Good guy AJ alert. Good guy AJ. But I believe this Goyf might be only your own graveyard. Ha! Got there before you.
In your face, Chatter. Thank you for the help. Thank you for the help, friend. Yes.
Yeah.
We are only checking our own graveyard for the moment.
Would have been pretty cool if I was right. So this period this preordain's gonna allow this to get the sorcery go up to 2-3. Rumble in.
Life totals match again at 14. Back to AJ's turn. Uptick the saga to 2. Play a second saga. All right.
Perfect time for this saga. Nope,
Like
I
to
lied.
see something else get on the board here for him. I feel like Michael, I mean, the pressure's not too strong right now, representing 3 damage currently.
I yelled at Michael about these basics, just so you know.
The oil slicks?
Yeah.
It's okay.
I've literally played against him, and I don't know which basics are in play.
I mean, oh, does he also run the swamps?
Yeah.
Oh, well then yeah, that's There are opinions on that. Go to combat will bring AJ to 12. Second main expressive iteration will be the play. See Fatal Push.
I wonder if I would have
See
pre-combat
Goyf.
iterated to see if I found something like a Mishra's Bobble, just to try to up my Goyf count just a little.
Land into exile, but he already played land.
Construct.
In the end step.
AJ just assumes it's dead, already removing it from play.
Michael will let him go all the way to his turn. All right, upticks. Do you float? Do you make another one? You have land for turn. So you could have 1 mana open after making the construct.
So what I want to do is make construct, find Lava Spur Boots, play land, equip boots, bash.
I like that line as well.
It's kind of what makes Urza Saga so powerful is this compact strategy of kind of making Michael deal with the results of the Urza Saga and kind of holding your actual spells in hand as long as you can.
Yeah, because I don't think it's too devastating even because he has two blue mana open,
Yep.
right? It's fine getting countered because you don't lose the card advantage of your hand.
That's a hammer.
That is a hammer. It's not a boost.
Because we have a Sigarda's Aid. Time to put that on the non-summoning sick one.
Oh yeah, you don't even you had me all mixed up. You
Yeah.
don't cast it. It just goes. Get in there, dude.
I just like the value plays. I forget that you can just hammer. Now, Mike, do you have a drown in the lock? Shoot the sheriff? Can't go for the throat. They're constructs.
No, definitely not.
About to block. Oh, push it.
Bowmaster, I think, is only ever blocking from here on out. Fatal Push.
Yeah, just gonna push this 13-13 down.
We'll grow the Goyf as well.
Oh yeah, we have instant now for Mike.
Inkmoth Nexus was land for turn. Of course, very notable for a hammer player.
Great card to put a hammer on.
Great card to put, yeah.
Great card to put a hammer on.
You can kill him real quick with that 2-card combo.
Just activate and give the thing flying again, and oopsie whoopsie.
When I first learned that you can just reactivate the
It
Nexus,
feels wrong.
No, I felt like I was seeing into like another like dimension. I was like,
can do
whoa!
what? Yeah.
My brain grew by 3 sizes.
All right.
Into combat on Michael's turn. We'll swing with the Goyf. It's a 3/4. Checking real quick.
Reset the artifact. Isn't it even bigger now? Yeah.
4/5. Chatter spots another hammer on top.
AJ indeed has another hammer in hand. So Mike needs to hold up this removal and this blocker. Or else...
Because you can just flash
Inky.
it out. No, I don't think you... I think that's really aggressive, yeah. Go to your turn first.
Inky. All right, AJ. Animate your Inkmoth before searching.
Because...
So that you can actually put the hammer on it. When it comes in off the Saga search.
I see.
Uh-oh.
Is he realizing?
We're frozen.
He said he wanted to float.
Yep. Okay. That was like a disappointment on both those players' faces right there.
Yeah. 4 rounds of magic is nothing to sneeze at, especially after
Bless you.
a full day of work or school or whatever you have going on.
It's no joke. No
Did you know Magic is a hard game?
It's so hard. Yes. Yes.
I don't think I'll ever consider myself like good at Magic.
That's hard. So hard. Shock for that Hollow Fountain, down to 6. Much appreciated, Mike. Thank you. Floating mana, now Animator Ink Moth. Uh-oh.
Hmm.
But don't worry, we have a third hammer in hand. How about that? How about that?
We'll swing with the Ink Moth Nexus. There's the hammer.
Kerchunk?
And there's a
Counterspell.
counter spell.
Actual factual.
Another hammer!
AJ,
Oh my
AJ.
gosh, bro.
AJ.
He had all four
Scoop skis.
hammers.
My goodness.
That's insane.
Wait, what's the name of the deck? Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think how many cards he looked through. That's crazy.
Now, mind you, 2 of those came off Saga.
Starting hand of all lands, and then tutor
mulliganed that
2.
one.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm just saying like the variance in Magic, right?
Well, we got decks to take a little peek-ski-poo at.
Yeah, let's take a look at some sideboards here. I don't think either of our players have submitted, so we've grabbed off of Goldfish. Here's an example hammer list. Their sideboard might consist of Sanctifier on Vex, Sun Cleanser, Consigned to Memory, March of Otherworldly Light, Surge of Salvation, Graft Digger's Cage, Vexing Bubble, Curse Totem, and Disruptor Flute.
So...
Couple of Urza Saga targets in there, couple removals, some counters.
You can sign me up for a card like March of Otherworldly Light or these extra Surge of Salvations. Just kind of the 1-mana white cards in this deck act so much like counterspells.
I mean, we saw the Surge win
big
him the
last
game last round. Yeah, that one was insane.
Yeah, other than that, these available tools here, you maybe want Sanctifier Envec because it's a card that's very difficult for them to target with their removal, while also clearing the graveyard for things like Murktide.
I think
Sanctifier is
Sanctifier
actually
is
very
the
good.
best
It's very
card
good.
to bring in here. Yeah. It hits 2/3 of the colors of Michael's deck, like you said. Interacts with that graveyard very favorably for AJ. Didn't see a ton of stuff from Michael in terms of win conditions. He saw the Nethergoyf, he saw counter spells, Expressive Iteration, Bowmasters. Didn't see anything like a Frog or a Murktide, though. I'm not quite sure what. Does he play Frog too?
Yes.
Frog and Murktide
Oh, yes. Very good.
in his list. Here's the example. Take a look at his potential sideboarding options in Obsidian Charmaw, Consigned to Memory, Stern Scolding, Surgical Extraction, Pyroclasm, soon to be in Standard,
Yeah.
Invert Polarity, Toxic Deluge now, Spellbomb, and Dress Down.
So if you have access to cards like Stern Scolding and Consign, very good against Hammer. I know that Mike is playing Pyroclasms. I can imagine they're kind of good / fine.
I would board those in.
Yeah, because you can clean up a lot, and then depending on like where the hammer is or the equipment, kind of changes the math. But 2 damage is a lot to sweep up stuff against the hammer deck.
And if it's not enough, Toxic Deluge gets you there.
Yeah, if you want to deluge for X = 13 or something, try to get past the hammer. That's up to you, but it is an option.
It is a option.
It is an option, and worst comes to worst, feed it to the frog.
All right, we'll head back down to the action here for Game 2. Michael will be on the play if he so chooses. And AJ will shuffle up as well. If you've been enjoying the content so far, we're live every Wednesday at 6:30 now on both YouTube and Twitch.
Right here.
We'll also be live tomorrow night with Pokemon. Get some action. We're looking at the pre-release stream was last week, right? Now we're into Standard proper. Bryce?
The world may never know.
The pre-release stream. So tomorrow they're doing play testing. They do like the King of the Hill stream, I believe.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, no, it's really great, and we have very experienced commentators. Just had a couple of them come back from the Worlds tournament in Hawaii.
Deal.
No big deal. We have kind of a crack team here at Energy. So tune in for that Thursdays at 6:30.
AJ mesmerized by the Tarmo die.
It's cute. It's 3D printed, and then I sharpied the numbers on
perfect.
there so you can see on camera.
Perfect. I'm loving that.
You think I should ask Nora? What if we just like bought a 3D printer for the store? We could like make so many like really useful things, and it would be really. I think like
that's between you and Mr. The Rage.
Mr. The Rage. Excuse me.
Mr. NRG himself. That's between y'all.
I like that. No, we don't We don't even know who the owner is. It's just a nameless Mister,
Mr. the Rage.
an angry, faceless nerd.
Norm's not even that big of a nerd.
Norm's a big old gamer.
Norm's a big old gamer.
Norm's an arena gamer.
An arena gamer? Mr.
Yeah,
the
dude.
Rage?
He likes himself a good limited draft or two.
Oh, that makes sense.
Both players
Going to 6.
mulliganing down to 6.
I saw Michael's hand of like 5 lands, 2 interactive spells. Not going to work.
I think I was gonna say I think Michael mulligan's a little bit easier.
Oh, yeah.
Hammer, you definitely have to mulligan aggressively.
And hope. The thing with like a Grixis stack is kind of all your cards are good.
Right, and
Think
you
about
can draw into the good ones as well.
And Hammer needs to put the right cards together, which makes mulliganing and every less card even harder.
And importantly, cards in the right order as well. Like you can't, if you have a hammer, you can't just play that turn 1 and then like
Right.
you got to have the aid first.
Yeah, the right order.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael here, 3 lands, counterspells, frog. So ditch one of those counterspells, and we got a nice, beautiful 6 here. 6 for AJ as well. Pitch that card real fast.
And we're off to the races here.
Yeah, Mike just deciding what land to pitch away. We can see
Ooh.
AJ with the spell pierce in hand.
I see a frog.
Oh, yeah. We got land, frog if you're Michael. Or us. Counterspell, frog if you're Michael.
Wow. Wow.
Not counterspell proper. I believe it's 2 of the 1 mana variants. I think it's Stern Scolding.
No worries. I
Something
think that
else?
hits a ton of AJ's
Sure
deck,
does.
right?
How about the aid?
I think he had a second one in hand too that had to have been the bottom. Yeah, I just saw it on the bottom of the deck there. Turn 1 Sigarda's aid. Almost nothing better.
Thundering Fall.
I would say on a quick mental perusal, the best turn 1 play is Ornithopter, Springleaf, then Sigarda's.
Because that allows you to double hammer turn 2 bonk.
Yeah.
Quick mill of that island away off the Thundering Falls. And we drew that Nethergoyf. Play that Goyf. Hold up that blue mana for the counter spells in our hand. Again, Stern Scolding and one other counter. Darmodai entered 1/2 mode.
Quick pass back after playing a land from AJ. No? Oh, I thought I saw a motion.
To the tank we go.
Up a game, but you can't relax. You still have one more to go.
Right.
Big stakes here in week 1 of Modern League.
Delicious.
Delicious.
I love big steaks.
Oh. I see. Okay.
Thank you so much, everybody.
I thought you were just being weird.
Unrelated, but yes.
Give
Giver of Runes. AJ shaking the windswept heath. I believe we're about to get yelled at by an old man. Stern Scolding.
Oh. I thought you meant Rich walking in.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Okay. I'm sorry. We're a bit goofy in the
Ben,
last round here,
wait,
or at
wait.
least I am.
Yeah, I was about to-
I'm sorry.
Don't claim we. Don't claim
I
we.
know. I'm sorry. I took it back. I walked it back.
AJ here in response to this Stern Scolding looks to be fetching, but the giver's in the yard. So I guess we're looking to do a little bit more here in our main phase. Quick tap of the white source there, and
Another
yeah,
giver.
Wow. That was so much time for just doing the same thing.
Did you like her? She's got a twin.
Yeah, she does. All right, Mike. Little shock. Get that red source available for Michael. Play this Mishra's Bauble.
Grow the Goy.
Take a peek. Grow the Goyf.
Land on top for AJ.
Hollow Fountain. No big deal. We can beat that card.
We can beat that easy.
Frog.
That's a good one.
Getting there with the Goyf. Now, I will say there is a little counter synergy between Frog and Goyf, because if you eat cards out of your yard with the Frog, you shrink your Goyf.
What's the opposite of synergy?
Dissynergy.
Dissynergy?
Or a non-bow.
Nombo.
AJ down to 11. Stone Forge Mystic. Spell Snare.
Ooh.
Spell Pierce. Okay.
You get it. quick little counter stack there. We'll see what he grabs. Got to be a hammer, right? You have the Sigarda's aid.
It's gotta be a hammer. Yeah, Cauldra if you're feeling frisky, but it's the hammer for the hammer time
I
deck.
think when you see them grab a Cauldra, it's because they have a hammer in
You
hand.
gotta have the hammer.
Yeah, they already have it.
They already have
Sometimes they grab a hammer and they also have a hammer in hand. They have 2
it. Yeah,
hammers.
I mean 2 hammers.
We saw AJ have 4.
Yeah, we did. We did in fact see AJ have 4. Quick grab of the hammer to pass back. Upside down Thundering Falls.
Could you imagine if you had 4 hammers and didn't win? Oh, that
Yes.
would be heartbreaking.
Been there, done that. All right, Mike, we got 2 cards to work with. What are you looking at? What do you got here?
Giver's now active. AJ tapped out.
Expressive Iteration, the draw for Michael.
I-
Whoa, whoa, hey,
Oh,
whoa, hey,
oh,
whoa, 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 hey,
oh, oh.
whoa.
Is
Whoa.
AJ? I feel like AJ being a little sassy, a little frisky with it.
AJ's got a bus to catch.
that late night bus.
Check in. Looks like no sorcery. So if we Expressive Iteration, we got a 4/5 on our hands.
I think Expressive Iteration is a great
But they go.
card here. What
But
else does he
they
have in
go.
hand that he's sitting on? Expressive Iteration is like exactly what you want. In this
Iteration
moment.
will find a land, right? It always does.
That's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying. I called that card boring once because you always exile land with it.
I mean, that's not true. The other card in hand is Force of Negation.
Oh.
So Michael debating on losing the blue card, but we gotta iterate.
All right. Finds Dragon's Rage Channeler, blue card. Counters? No, consign.
Consign. Oh, what you thinking? Oh, what you thinking?
Dragon's Rage Channeler would be a flyer.
Yeah, if this is a consign, definitely a card that we want to have access to. Oh, but the DRC not currently castable.
No,
So just exiling that forever.
because of the way he tapped. I don't think that was the incorrect tap,
No.
though, because if you draw a Fatal Push.
You want to push it.
Yeah.
A 4 or 5. And we did, in fact, put a blue card in our hand, so if we need to force, we can. Jumping the frog.
Jumping the frog.
Eating,
oh, my goodness.
Eating sorcery.
I guess AJ's at 11, right?
AJ's at 11. It's also just we draw more
draw
cards.
the card, yeah.
That's the important part with the frog jump. Drew Unholy Heat again on our blue-black source held up.
Oh my goodness, that's ooh. Does Michael play any triumphs?
No. What
Dude,
do you want triumphs for?
I don't know. Because he's only got because of the fact that he keeps missing on these red spells.
I see.
I know they enter tapped and they don't surveil, but like they cycle.
When was the last time you cycled a triumph?
I've never played a triumph in my life.
AJ 2-mana tapping.
Where?
Now AJ has a hammer in hand, right?
Yes. He flashed it.
Can we just animate our Ink Moth and attack and bonk?
Yeah, you can. I mean,
After Michael says no blocks, you go, oops, hammer. And then your giver protects it.
I'm just trying to think what he's playing around, right?
But your giver protects it. I think we're donezo here.
Good.
Never mind. No longer donezo.
The Ink Moth, yes, did enter.
Thank you, Anthang. Much appreciated. Ink Moth entered just. I looked down and saw the Ink Moth, so I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I just wanted Stinky Inky to get in there and end the game.
There's
bonk.
the hammer.
Here's Steel Trigger.
Draw.
Maybe. Consign.
Just strict counter, I would think. Is he really gonna go at? No, if you just counter it.
We might doing the equip trigger.
Because it was activation with the Stoneforge, so you can't counter it. But he's going to.
But we can counter the Cigar's 8 equip trigger.
Now that'll trigger.
Yep, and now
show
it
the
shows
consign.
Hammer's
and this
in
will
play.
just be there.
But we
But
have Pure Steel.
You
and
one artifact.
1.
2 with the Ink Moth live.
Current
Card in
is
hand, I
Plains.
think, was a land.
Look like the Merchant Machine Plains. Big rips for Michael.
Mm-hmm. This game feels very tense.
Yeah, I'm
think
feeling it. Are you feeling it?
both these players need to play very tightly currently.
Michael is a thinking. He
I
he
like.
is. Yeah,
A-
AJ's walking him through the kill.
I was about to say AJ's doing Michael's thinking for him.
He's like, yeah, I can animate this. I'll put the hammer on here. If I get Metalcraft, put the hammer on it. If I draw an artifact, I'm going to try to kill you.
Force negation, unholy heat.
Cards in hand, both castable. Heat not delirious. We can track because of the Goyf. 2 damage.
Send it at
The Paladin.
something.
Oh,
You gotta send it at the giver.
Good mental check there. If you send it anything other than the giver, you just would have
Right.
got nothing. But now we know the force in the hand is not castable.
Not on this turn.
Our own personal Barbie in the back there. Bye, Barbs. All right, Mike.
Do you?
Shove with the frog.
No, because the frog can fly and block an ink moth.
Mm.
Definitely not.
Okay, it's true. AJ doesn't have Metalcraft yet.
No, he needs to draw an artifact.
And a cheap one at that.
I don't think. I mean, yeah, if he draws like a Cauldra, he could. I mean, he could put it into play with Stoneforge. So I think anything you draw is fine. Actually.
You're actually, yeah. Michael's thinking about jumping that frog and pass the turn back.
No way. Do not jump that frog, sir.
Well, we're going to jump the frog on defense.
Yes.
Defensive frog jump. Yeah. And
Top 8 finals, Blake showing up.
if AJ didn't draw a artifact, but we're activating Stoneforge, oh my god, is it the Cauldra?
Dude, that'd be so funny.
Oh,
my god!
Oh, what a mental moment there.
Oh my god.
Wait, what are you putting the hammer on, though, my friend?
Hammer. Triggers.
We're going to draw a card. Now when we animate our Ink Moth, but we don't have the extra to give it flying all over again.
He's got a planes in hand. He could play land for turn.
Oh, we got planes in hand. We got planes in hand.
Yeah.
We got planes in hand.
Remember that planes that doesn't match the other one?
Yep, that one.
Yes.
So we're going to use it.
Yes.
Animate old Stinky Inky. Gingy
What is
B.
that? Oh.
Gingy B.
Okay.
Gingy B.
So much going on.
Give that gingerbread man a hammer. Give him 2. He earned it. What a long day at work.
Go to equip in response, and then in response again, equip the other hammer. No, it's sorcery speed equips.
Yup.
Oof. Yeah, no. I mean, I can't think of anything you can do, AJ.
It's okay.
That's fine.
That's okay.
Definitely not a lost game yet.
Thinking. I
Gives
see
him
you.
another
Bye, Gingy.
blocker as well.
Yeah, this is 2 more blockers.
2 hammers, 2 creatures, 3 creatures now. Animate the ink moth.
Yeah, you're just going to force blocks. So you can get the Pure Steel and the Ink Moth.
You had to animate the ink moth because you needed the 3rd artifact for Metalcraft.
Yep.
Smack.
And now we're putting Michael in the Abyss.
The Abyss.
Yeah, Michael has to block with a creature every turn or else, risk dying to this Ink Moth. So the Abyss, old school card, said each player sacrifices a creature. So this is kind of the same process, right? You lose 1 every single turn.
I thought you meant like the metaphorical abyss. You meant
Kind
like
of.
literally.
Yeah, literally.
Literally a magic card.
Yeah, let's talk about a little more magic stuff of putting your opponent in the Abyss.
The attack from AJ is kind of scary, honestly, as well. The attack the attack on the backswing.
Michael can only attack for 8. 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 cards in hand to be 7 and 8. So if you're AJ, get in there.
12-12 and an 11-11 with infect.
Yeah, you don't have to block the Pure Steel. You do have to block this Ink Moth.
Indeed.
So say goodbye to that Orc army.
I was about to say, yeah, that one's looking prime for blocking. Last card in hand for Michael is that Force of Negation.
And I believe AJ's empty.
He is.
Oh. Ooh.
Oh, he double blocked.
I think a bow and a army. Big paladin. Pass turn back.
This is very big paladin.
It's just very unremovable this way.
Mm. No, it still dies to a fatal push.
Yeah, by damage-based effects. Yeah, Michael's mana not being kind to him right now.
Inkmoth dies to damage after the hammer moves.
It's true.
Okay, you gotta go fix that, right?
Yep, that Inkmoth's very dead. Thank you. We're
Thank
on
you,
it.
Chatter.
We're on it. Wee you, wee you, wee you, wee you. Excuse us. Quick interruption.
Oof.
Yep, you can see mental processing. Oh, you're right, says AJ. Has 1 damage on it. Just to the 1.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking through it. We're thinking through it. No.
The hammer moves during main.
Yeah. The creature's very dead.
Oof.
Because there's like the clean normalness of being like, oh yeah, let me make sure I move my hammers around, make sure I get my stuff done. But this is a scenario where playing in person versus like, like online where like casually keeps track of that stuff. Sometimes you lose track of 1 damage like that. Trying to play clean and end up playing dirty. You know how it is. Polluted Delta, I believe, is the
Okay.
pickup for Michael for turn, so not great.
Not out of the water yet, even with the Inkmoth gone.
No, but we got much more of a game on our hands now without the Inky.
I think, yes, it's definitely more even.
But Michael still has to deal with these 2 hammers. But now there's no Metalcraft either.
Oh, losing the Metalcraft is very big, yeah.
Here comes the frog. You ain't got no blockers. Ding.
Oh, the draw, very, very important. Land for turn from Michael.
Second frog.
Oh, very.
Very good.
You know what's better than 1 frog?
2 frog.
2 frogs.
This paladin is still
Oh,
huge.
smack. Oh, what'd
Cauldra?
you get? No way!
And if you move the Cauldra, if you give the Cauldra the 2 hammers.
Oh my gosh. It's got trample.
Yeah, who needs an
It's got
Inkmoth
trample.
Nexus? Yeah. Just do it. Get him.
Yeah. Swing.
Bop. Goes the weasel.
The 1 card in hand is a force negation. Still.
If we feed this to a frog, we could absorb 7.
My gosh.
Not nearly enough, and AJ taking it down. Hammer 4-0 in
25
2024.
damage. 25 damage.
25 damage. Who needs Inkmoth when you got Cauldra?
AJ is your week 1 winner of Modern League Season 3. He's going to scoop up 13 points onto the top spot in that leaderboard. Michael, a great night as well. Will earn himself 11 points on the night. And all of our players, of course, earn points as well. Folks, that's the end of our coverage for tonight. What a great couple of rounds we've had.
How great.
Every round had something different. Lots of good magic. Lots of good participation from chat as well. I just want to say, chat, you make our jobs easier when you're talking in chat. It keeps the flow going, keeps people engaged and interested. And it's nice to know that people are watching. So I appreciate you for showing up. Make sure to hit that follow button, that subscription button on YouTube.
Much appreciated.
Subscribe on Twitch. Join on YouTube if you're feeling generous. Of course, not needed. We'll be live again next Wednesday with week 2. I'm going to wrap up coverage with just a quick couple of ad reads. We appreciate you so much. Have a good night. If you're looking to play in the store, we offer 6 games now of organized play. We're adding Union Arena as our 3rd Bandai game. Will be on Wednesdays. Tomorrow we'll be live with Pokemon as well as Commander in store. Friday is Boomer Zoomer Legacy v Standard. Next week is our Store Championship. Show up for that if you want that Texas Urza Saga. Show up the week after that. For Duskmorn pre-release, or 2 weeks from then. We've got OPO 8 releasing on Friday. Show up for that. We got that pre-release. 64-player cap for that, so lots of good game in there. Digimon Lorcana, we're looking to set up an Enchanted tournament for Lorcana if you're looking to win some really pretty expensive cards. Stay tuned to socials for that kind of stuff. If you're looking to buy cards, including the ones that you saw tonight, head on over to nerdragegaming.com. You can schedule for in-store pickup, event pickup, or ship countrywide. We ship to everywhere. Guam, Puerto Rico,
Okay.
naval bases, prisons, schools, all that good stuff, or your front door. Add stuff to your wish list if we don't have it in stock and get notified immediately when we add them because we're listing more cards every day. And we also have a rewards program. If you're interested in other stuff going on with the store and the series, check out our Discords. You can find teammates for team events, in-store promotions, or chat with staff or tournament organizers. If you're looking to play competitive REL Magic, head on over to Louisville next weekend. We're giving away an invite to the Championship Series, $15,000 in prize money, oversized cards, uncut sheets, a custom token from Inkling Customs themselves if you win the showdown. And there's lots of good Modern to play no matter what format you like. We're doing a Pauper 1K, in fact, very first Pauper event on the series. That'll be a side event. Tune in for that. Show up for that. We won't be streaming the Pauper one, but we will be streaming the event itself. So check us out on twitch.tv/energy series as well. With that being said, thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Aviva Goodman alongside Dominic Stryker. Dom, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Have a good night, folks.
Toodles. Bye.